Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Hokage. Saving Uchiha, starting with the loot attribute. Chapter 1. The autumn wind whistled, and the originally dense leaves were blown into a golden color. From time to time, pedestrians hurriedly walked by with their clothes wrapped tightly. A young man leaned against the branches of a big tree, looking like he was thinking hard. It has been 12 years since he traveled to the world of Naruto. Apart from the excitement at the beginning, the boy would spend some time every day thinking about how to survive in the future. The reason for being so distressed is actually very simple. He traveled through time and became a member of the Uchiha clan. Even if we put aside the future night of extermination, the upcoming Third Ninja World War is also extremely dangerous for him. As a traveler, the boy knew clearly that even if he had a very good talent, it was far from enough. In this world, the most lacking thing is genius. Except for a few monsters, no matter how hard others work, they can only become foils. And unfortunately, the way the Uchiha clan members foil is death. Although the conflict between the Uchiha clan and the Konoha F4 has not yet reached the point of irreconcilability after the Nine Tails Night, the malice of the village leaders towards the Uchiha clan has gradually begun to show. Once the war breaks out, he is likely to become cannon fodder and die in an unknown mission. Ah, so annoying. The boy scratched his hair a little irritably, with a hint of indifference in his eyes. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo. The Uchiha clan will never be at peace unless these two guys are eliminated. Suddenly, a noise sounded, and the boy frowned slightly and looked at the alley below. Hong, I heard that a new barbecue restaurant has opened in the village. Do you want to go to eat barbecue together tonight? A square-faced boy opened his arms and blocked a delicate girl. As if he saw the displeasure in the girl's eyes, the boy quickly added, I'll treat you. Asuma, can you be quiet? I told you I'm not in a good mood today. The girl called Kurenai frowned and spoke. Not in a good mood. Who offended you? Tell me, I'll make him pay. After hearing what Kurenai said, Asuma Sarutobi immediately said with full energy. Seeing his look, Kurenai couldn't help but roll her eyes. This guy always looks so self-righteous, so he is annoying. But there is no way. Who let him be the son of the Hokage? Kurenai didn't want to offend Asuma Sarutobi too much. So she just complained a few words in her heart and prepared to bypass him and leave. But unexpectedly, Asuma Sarutobi actually reached out to grab Kurenai's arm. Ah, what are you doing? Kurenai stepped back and jumped away, looking at Asuma Sarutobi and questioned loudly. He. Hong, I just want to treat you to a meal. If you don't like it, we can go for dessert. Go shopping is fine. Asuma Sarutobi continued to stand in front of Kurenai Yuhi with a smirk, as if he didn't see the anger on Kurenai Yuhi's face. Asuma, get out of my way, you're really annoying. Suddenly hearing Kurenai Yuhi say this, Asuma Sarutobi's expression also became ugly. The boy's self-esteem made him feel a nameless anger in his heart. No, if you don't agree to my request today, you can't go anywhere. A layer of mist rose in Kurenai Yuhi's eyes. Too bullying. Even if he is the son of the Hokage, he can't be so domineering, right? Get out of the way. No, get out of the way. No, ... Listening to the quarrel between the two, the boy in the tree, who was not in a very good mood, became even more irritated. Don't quarrel, I'm thinking. Suddenly hearing the voice, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma immediately looked up. The two then discovered that on the tree several meters high, a handsome boy was leaning on the branches of the tree. The boy was wearing clothes with the logo of a palm fan, looking down from above. Uchiha, Mirai, Sarutobi Asuma and Yuhi Kurenai recognized the boy's identity at the first time. Uchiha Mirai, who was in the same period as them and was the new genius of Uchiha. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Facing Uchiha Mirai's gaze, Yuhi Kurenai apologized involuntarily. Her voice was indeed a little louder just now. HMPH. Who do you think you are? Stop being so arrogant in front of me. If you feel noisy, just go away. Sarutobi Asuma snorted coldly. His goddess apologized to others in front of him, which made him feel very embarrassed. What's more, this person was Uchiha Mirai, whom he didn't like. Go away. After hearing what Sarutobi Asuma said, Uchiha Mirai's mouth drew a dangerous arc. If I can't beat your father, can I beat you? Uchiha Mirai concentrated the chakra on his feet, paralleled his body to the ground, stepped on the tree trunk step by step, and walked steadily to the ground. Seeing this scene, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma both opened their mouths in surprise. Yuhi Kurenai's father is Konoha's elite ninja Yuhi Shinku, and Sarutobi Asuma is the son of the third-generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Therefore, both of them have high vision. From Uchiha Mirai's actions, they know that the other party's control over chakra should not be underestimated. What do you want to do? Quote, feeling the momentum of Uchiha Mirai, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help but take a half step back. It's very simple. I just want you to pay the corresponding price for what you said and did just now. You dare. Looking at the contemptuous expression on Uchiha Mirai's face, Sarutobi Asuma also became angry. Don't dare. Then tell me why I don't dare. Is it because you are the son of the Hokage? Uchiha Mirai sneered. At this time, he really doesn't have to worry about anything when teaching Sarutobi Asuma a lesson. Asshole. Quote, Sarutobi Asuma's face flushed. What he hated most was when people called him the son of the Hokage. Is he useless except for his background? Sarutobi Asuma, who was furious, clenched his fists and punched Uchiha Mirai. But the next second, he saw Uchiha Mirai's body squatting down. Then came a powerful sweeping kick. Sarutobi Asuma, who lost his balance, flew into the air and lay horizontally in the air. What a fast speed! Sarutobi Asuma was shocked, and before he could react, Uchiha Mirai kicked him hard in the chest. Bang! After a muffled sound, Sarutobi Asuma screamed and flew backwards for several meters, and fell hard to the ground. Too weak. Is this the confidence you have for being so outspoken? Quote. Looking at Asuma Sarutobi lying on the ground, Uchiha Mirai snorted. After giving Asuma Sarutobi a lesson, his mood improved a lot. He dusted himself off, and without even looking at Asuma Sarutobi, Uchiha Mirai walked in another direction. Please wait a moment. What? Uchiha Mirai looked at Yuhi Kurenai, who called him aside. Thank you. Looking at Yuhi Kurenai's sincere eyes, Uchiha Mirai stopped. The people who make things difficult for you will not let you go because of your fear and weakness. Remember, Uchiha Mirai patted Yuhi Kurenai on the shoulder, next time you encounter a similar situation, just like me. Before Uchiha Mirai finished speaking, a mechanical reminder sounded in his mind. Congratulations to the host for awakening the plundering system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution +1. Hearing the mechanical sound in his mind, Uchiha Mirai was stunned. As a time traveler, he knew very well what the sound in his mind meant at this time. System. It's the system. 10 years after he came to this world, the system he had been thinking about finally appeared. Uchiha Mirai did not doubt whether he was hallucinating. Because, in front of him, a light blue translucent panel was floating in front of him. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Constitution: 8. Spiritual power: 20. Chakra: 7. Blood limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu, Clone Jutsu, Transformation Jutsu, Instant Body Jutsu, Shadow Clone Jutsu, Earth-style Heart Decapitation Jutsu, Fire-style Great Fireball Jutsu. Others: Shuriken Throwing Jutsu, Trap Arrangement. Are you okay? Looking at Uchiha Mirai, who was pinching her shoulder and not moving, Yuhi Kurenai couldn't help but speak worriedly. Uchiha Mirai came back to his senses, looking at the porcelain doll like Yuhi Kurenai in front of him, and couldn't help showing a hint of excitement on his face. Ruby-like eyes, slightly chubby cheeks. Why didn't he realize that this little lowly Kurenai was so cute before? Excited, Uchiha Mirai couldn't help but hold Yuhi Kurenai's head with both hands and kissed her forehead. This is his lucky star. You know, in the Naruto world, early stage depends on talent, middle stage depends on bloodline, and late stage depends on cheating. With the system, wouldn't it be pure and take off? Uchiha Mirai, you fool. Bang! Sarutobi Asuma, who had just recovered from the ground, opened his eyes and saw his goddess being kissed by Uchiha Mirai. His eyes immediately turned black and he fainted in anger. He didn't even touch Kurenai's hand, but Uchiha Mirai actually kissed her directly. And in front of him. Asuma Sarutobi felt like he was splitting apart. Ah, you. Yuhi Kurenai took 2 steps back, pointed at Uchiha Mirai, her face flushed, unable to speak. She was kissed. I suddenly remembered that there was a cat waiting for me to discuss the meaning of life with it, so I left first. You big fool. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's back, Yuhi Kurenai was so angry that she trembled all over. Discussing the meaning of life with a cat. Even if you were looking for an excuse, at least find a decent one. It's simply unreasonable, unforgivable. After taking a look at Asuma Sarutobi who was lying on the ground, Yuhi Kurenai stomped her feet, gritted her teeth and chased in the direction Uchiha Mirai left. Turning left and right all the way, Uchiha Mirai stopped at the edge of the village and turned to look behind him. Seeing him turn around, Yuhi Kurenai, who had been following him, immediately pouted her mouth. Cute. Uchiha Mirai couldn't help but exclaimed. Although he wanted to find a quiet place to study the system immediately, he forced himself to calm down when he saw Yuhi Kurenai following him. We'll be entering the clan soon, come over. Seeing Uchiha Mirai waving at her, Yuhi Kurenai's face turned red, but she ran over as if possessed by a ghost. She didn't know why she followed Uchiha Mirai. She just felt that she couldn't pretend that she had been taken advantage of. Along the way, feeling the gazes of the Uchiha clan members, Yuhi Kurenai kept her head down. People in the village said that the Uchiha clan members were very exclusive and difficult to get along with. If it weren't for Uchiha Mirai, Yuhi Kurenai would never dare to come to the Uchiha clan's territory alone. Be careful, don't fall into the trap. In front of a house, Uchiha Mirai reminded. They even set traps in their own home. Yuhi Kurenai was a little surprised. She tried to open her eyes wide to look for them, but she couldn't detect the existence of the traps at all. Thinking of the scene where Uchiha Mirai easily defeated Sarutobi Asuma, Yuhi Kurenai couldn't help but be a little surprised. This classmate of hers really deserves the title of genius. I'm afraid that Hitaki Kakashi is the only one among the same class who can beat him, right? Coming to the courtyard, Yuhi Kurenai's expression became a little confused. The courtyard was not full of various beautiful flowers like the courtyards she had seen before, but many unknown plants grew. These are some vegetables. Uchiha Mirai seemed to have eyes on his back and took the initiative to explain. Hearing this, Yuhi Kurenai looked around, her eyes full of novelty. The vegetables she eats every day, or did these plants grow from it? Follow my steps, don't be distracted. Sorry. Yuhi Kurenai apologized subconsciously. She almost forgot that there was a trap here. Carefully following Uchiha Mirai's footsteps to the living room, Yuhi Kurenai breathed a sigh of relief, and her heart was inexplicably excited. Why did I always feel so excited? Looked around. A very simple house. Except for some necessary furniture, there is almost no extra things, and the floor is spotless. It can be seen that the owner of the house must be a very neat and tidy person. Yuhi Kurenai looked up to Uchiha Mirai in her heart. Uchiha Mirai is an orphan, and he must have taken care of his room by himself. I am really sorry about what happened today. I didn't know what happened at the time. I just felt that my head was hot and I made some extraordinary actions. What do you want me to do? I will try my best to satisfy you. Uchiha Mirai sat opposite Yuhi Kurenai and took the initiative to speak. Yuhi Kurenai was a little bit at a loss for a moment. She had never thought of asking Uchiha Mirai to compensate her, and she had no such idea after coming to Uchiha Mirai's home. A person who grows vegetables in the yard must live a very tight life. Anyway, the other party also helped her teach Asuma a lesson. The kiss on her, just pretend it never happened. But he got carried away. Is this a hidden confession to her? Too sudden, right? Although they have known each other for a long time, it seems that today is the first time they have met. Should I refuse or agree? Oh, so distressed. Just when Yuhi Kurenai was thinking about it, her stomach suddenly made a series of gurgling sounds. Yuhi Kurenai pressed her stomach in embarrassment. Why are you screaming so loudly? So embarrassing. Wait a moment. Looking at Yuhi Kurenai's blushing face, Uchiha Mirai smiled. What a cute little loli. Putting the steaming food in front of her into her mouth, Yuhi Kurenai couldn't help but widen her eyes. It's so delicious. From childhood to adulthood, she has never eaten such delicious food. It's so delicious that she almost wants to swallow her tongue. What kind of dish is this? Why is it so delicious? Yuhi Kurenai couldn't help but ask. Fish-flavored pork shreds and scallion-fried pork ribs, I'm just researching it for nothing, just like you like it. Uchiha Mirai said casually. He was not surprised by Yuhi Kurenai's reaction. In this ninja world that has been in constant war for many years, the food from the other world of China is absolutely amazing. Did you research it yourself? Awesome. Yuhi Kurenai looked unbelievable. It's amazing enough to be able to make such delicious food, not to mention researching such food by yourself. Oh my god, what kind of treasure boy is this? After finishing the meal, Kurenai patted her slightly bulging belly with satisfaction. This was the most filling meal she had ever had since she was a child. He was strong and could even set traps skillfully. He not only grew his own vegetables, but also cooked delicious food. Why did it seem that Uchiha Mirai was so good at everything? Really, he was the same age as her. Kurenai looked at Uchiha Mirai and was full of curiosity. She found that the handsome boy in front of her seemed to be completely different from the rumors. It's getting late. Uchiha Mirai couldn't help but remind her when she saw Kurenai wandering around. Ah, is it so late already? Kurenai looked at the sky outside and realized that it was already dark. She felt an inexplicable heat on her face. It was all because the food Uchiha Mirai cooked was so delicious that she forgot the time. Seeing that Yuhi Kurenai suddenly glared at him, Uchiha Mirai was a little puzzled. Wasn't she fine just now? How come she changed her face faster than turning a page of a book? Walking out of the courtyard with Yuhi Kurenai, Uchiha Mirai just wanted to close the door when she saw Yuhi Kurenai timidly looking at her. What's wrong? Can you take me out of the clan? I'm a little scared. Yuhi Kurenai whispered. This is the Uchiha clan's land. If you run around at night, something terrible might happen. I really can't do anything about you. Uchiha Mirai sighed helplessly and could only take Yuhi Kurenai outside. As soon as they walked out of the Uchiha clan's land, Yuhi Kurenai stopped on her own initiative. Thank you for the hospitality today. After saying that, Yuhi Kurenai turned around and ran into the night. After she left, Uchiha Mirai frowned slightly. Even Kurenai Yuhi is so afraid of the Uchiha clan, so it is conceivable that the reputation of the Uchiha clan has been ruined. If you want to save the Uchiha clan, you have a long way to go. Thinking of this, a hint of coldness flashed in Uchiha Mirai's eyes. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo. Humph, you wait. Back in the courtyard, Uchiha Mirai came to the training ground and immediately started his daily training as usual. Today, he plundered a little physique from Sarutobi Asuma. Now, he finally has time to feel it well. After nearly 2 hours of exercise, Uchiha Mirai lay on the ground exhausted. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly, different from the attribute points in the game in the previous life. In this real world, the improvement of physique is not just to increase a little blood volume. It is a comprehensive improvement in strength, speed, endurance, and even resistance to injury. Although only a little has been gained so far, and the increase in all aspects of the body is not very large, it is enough for Uchiha Mirai to feel the difference before and after the physical improvement. System, what are your abilities? Answer me. Hello, quote. After trying all kinds of methods to whisper for a long time, without getting any response, Uchiha Mirai completely gave up the idea of communicating with the system. Plunder system. Just from the name, it should be able to plunder things from other people. Today we plundered physique, but it does not mean that we can only plunder physique. Maybe we can also plunder other attribute points. Even forbidden techniques and blood limit are not impossible. Uchiha Mirai analyzed silently in his heart. In his previous life, he was a novel lover and had read countless novels, so that he could be clear-headed one day after traveling through time and not be like a headless fly. Therefore, Uchiha Mirai could guess the function of the system. It's just, there are still some things that need to be confirmed. For example, is looting only triggered by fighting? Are there other ways to trigger it? Can you loot something in every battle, or is there just a certain probability? Can the looting system be triggered repeatedly from one person? Is there an upper limit to the number of lootings within a certain period of time? Questions like these kept popping up in my mind. Uchiha Mirai wrote down these questions one by one and prepared to verify them slowly. This is related to his future, and he must not take it lightly. Ninja School. In the back row by the window, Uchiha Mirai was lying down and catching up on his sleep, and suddenly felt a fragrant breeze next to him. Looking up, Uchiha Mirai found that Yuhi Kurenai was looking dazed, with an expression of disbelief on his face. Something. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's words, Yuhi Kurenai came back to her senses. You can still sleep. Huh, aren't you afraid that the third generation will trouble you? Why does the third generation want to trouble me? Looking at Uchiha Mirai, Yuhi Kurenai looked disappointed. Of course it's because you beat up Sarutobi Asuma yesterday. He beat up the son of the Hokage, but he was still like nothing happened. How big is this guy's heart? Don't worry. Uchiha Mirai waved his hand. The Hokage is the Hokage of the village first, and then the father of the child. He won't trouble me for this kind of thing. How can you be so sure? Do you know the third generation very well? No, I just know the will of fire very well, Uchiha Mirai said lightly. Sarutobi Hiruzen is a person who cherishes his feathers very much. He just beat up Asuma Sarutobi, not killed him. The other party would never attack him for such a thing. Moreover, in most people's minds, the Uchiha clan should have this kind of character. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's confident face, Yuhi Kurenai didn't know what to say. She never thought that the reason why Uchiha Mirai was so confident was because of the will of fire. That's great. A loud voice suddenly sounded, attracting everyone's attention. In the front seat of Uchiha Mirai, a boy wearing goggles and with short hedgehog hair turned around suddenly. Uchiha Mirai, although you are annoying, what you just said is very right. The third generation who has implemented the will of fire will never attack you because you beat his son. I really didn't expect that a guy like you could have such awareness. Looking at Uchiha Obito's innocent look, Uchiha Mirai ignored him. He didn't have a good impression of Uchiha Obito in the first place, not to mention that after coming to this world, Uchiha Obito always treated him as an imaginary enemy and would scold him for no reason. Tisk. Uchiha Obito sat back indignantly after getting bored, but the classroom exploded because of his words. What did Uchiha Obito just say? The son of the third Hokage. Isn't that Asuma Sarutobi? Asuma Sarutobi was beaten by Uchiha Mirai. Is it true? It must be true. Look at Asuma's face and hands. There seem to be some scratches. It can only be said that he is a guy of the Uchiha clan. He is so arrogant that he dares to beat the son of the Hokage. Listening to the discussion of the crowd, Asuma Sarutobi could only choose to bury his head in the table and act like a turtle. He swore that if there was a crack in the ground, he would go in without hesitation. It was embarrassing enough to be beaten in front of the goddess, but now the whole class knows it. Uchiha, born evil, Hokage building, Hokage office. Sarutobi Hiruzen exhaled a puff of smoke and reached out to erase the image in the crystal ball. First the village's Hokage, then the child's father. You don't know me, but you know the will of fire. What an interesting kid. Just as Uchiha Mirai guessed, he didn't take Sarutobi Asuma's beating to heart. Nothing in the village could be hidden from him. Asuma was wrong about what happened yesterday. If someone could teach him a lesson, that would be a good thing. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen found a scroll from the side of the table and wrote Uchiha Mirai's name on it. Originally, he planned to let Uchiha Mirai go to the Konoha police force after graduating from the ninja school, but now he has changed his mind. He wants to keep Uchiha Mirai under his command and observe him carefully. Uchiha Mirai, you who think you know the will of fire very well, let me see how much you are aware of. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes gradually became deep. As he gradually faded out of the core power layer of the village, the voices of dissatisfaction in the Uchiha clan became louder and louder. Although only a few Uchiha clan members complained at this stage, it was time for him to make some preparations to prevent the worst result. Uchiha Mirai was the needle he wanted to plant in advance. Ding ling ling. The bell rang for the end of get out of class, and the classroom immediately became noisy. Uchiha Mirai opened his hazy eyes, thought for a while, and walked to Yuhi Kurenai's side. Go away. Feeling someone coming, Yuhi Kurenai cleaned up his desk without raising his head. However, after waiting for a long time, the person next to him still did not move. Yuhi Kurenai raised his head and just wanted to get angry. He saw Uchiha Mirai who was looking at him silently. Mirai, Sorry, I thought it was. Uchiha Mirai waved his hand. No need to explain, do you want to train with me? Hearing Uchiha Mirai's invitation, Kurenai Yuhi was a little surprised. Uchiha Mirai, who has always been alone, actually took the initiative to invite herself to train together. Am I dreaming? Or, does he really have other ideas about me? Kurenai Yuhi's heart couldn't help but thump, and jumped. Seeing Uchiha Mirai's expression gradually getting impatient, Kurenai Yuhi remembered that she hadn't given the other party an answer, so she nodded quickly. I do. Didn't you say you wanted to compensate me? I've thought about it. Then let's go. Uchiha Mirai saw Kurenai Yuhi agree, turned around and walked outside. Looking at the backs of the two leaving, Sarutobi Asuma silently clenched his fists. Uchiha Mirai, wait, I will definitely defeat you in front of everyone and return the shame you gave me 100-fold. Walking through the streets of Konoha, Uchiha Mirai stopped in a dense forest on the back hill of the village. In front of him was an open space of several dozen meters, with several wooden stakes scattered around the open space. Further ahead was a clear stream. Mirai, do you usually train here? Looking at the field in front of her, Yuhi Kurenai asked curiously. Yeah, attack me, let me see your strength first. Uchiha Mirai waved to Yuhi Kurenai without any nonsense. Today, he has tried various methods, but none of them have triggered his plundering system. Thinking of yesterday's situation, Uchiha Mirai guessed that it should be only through fighting that rewards can be plundered. This is also the reason why he took the initiative to invite Yuhi Kurenai to train together. Then you better be careful, Yuhi Kurenai said confidently. A few seconds later, ding, congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, mental power +1. Hearing the prompt of the system in his mind, Uchiha Mirai's mouth curled up slightly. Success. It seems that his guess is correct. Only through fighting can the plundering system be triggered. Uchiha Mirai only felt that his mind was empty and a trace of heat seemed to flow through his eyes. Future, your eyes. Hearing Yuhi Kurenai's words, Uchiha Mirai was a little puzzled. Yuhi Kurenai took out a small mirror and handed it over. Uchiha Mirai realized that his eyes had become double Magatama Sharingan. It seems that in addition to making the mind stronger, mental power can also increase the pupil power and the speed of pupil power recovery. Really good. After each evolution of the Sharingan, there will be a period of adaptation. During this period, the Sharingan cannot be closed actively. So Uchiha Mirai did not care too much, but waved to Yuhi Kurenai, come again. More than 10 minutes later, Yuhi Kurenai squatted on the ground with red eyes. I'm not coming. What? It was said to be a sparring match, but in the end, she was beaten unilaterally. This guy doesn't know what it means to be gentle and considerate. And, obviously, she has already lost, but he still keeps dragging her to spar. If it weren't for the fact that the other party helped her out yesterday and treated her to such a delicious meal, she would have turned around and left long ago. Flowers that can't withstand destruction can only wither in the night before sunrise. If you can't even persist with this little difficulty, I advise you to give up being a ninja. Quote. Uchiha Mirai said calmly. Based on his experience in his previous life, he must not coax her at this time, otherwise it might cause more trouble. Who said I can't hold on? One day, sooner or later, I will be able to defeat you. After hearing what Uchiha Mirai said, Yuhi Kurenai immediately wiped her tears and stubbornly put away her aggrieved expression. She didn't notice at all that she had been puaed unconsciously. I'm waiting for that day to come. Take a rest first. Quote. Children who have not received 9 years of compulsory education are naive. Uchiha Mirai breathed a sigh of relief quietly, sat next to Yuhi Kurenai, and began to think about the system. In the dozen battles just now, only the first one successfully plundered the reward. It can be seen that the plunder system should only be triggered once a day. This also completely dispelled Uchiha Mirai's idea of quickly brushing rewards through continuous battles. However, Uchiha Mirai was not disappointed. Although he could only get a reward once a day, it was actually very good. After all, this is a real permanent attribute improvement. Thinking of this, Uchiha Mirai silently called out the system panel. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 8. Spiritual power: 21. Chakra: 7. Bloodline limit: Sharingan: Ninjutsu. Others. If nothing else, watching the attributes of the panel continue to grow every day is simply pure enjoyment. By the way, Kurenai. Quote, didn't you say you figured out how to make it up to me? Tell me about it. Uchiha Mirai, whose strength had been improved again, was in a good mood. He took the initiative to sit next to Yuhi Kurenai and asked, I like the food you cook. If you cook for me again like yesterday, I won't mind you kissing me. When she thought of yesterday's food, Yuhi Kurenai couldn't help drooling. It smelled so good. A foodie like her couldn't resist it at all. That's it. Yeah, Yuhi Kurenai nodded seriously and couldn't help swallowing her saliva. What a cute little loli. Seeing Yuhi Kurenai's cute look, Uchiha Mirai suddenly felt a sense of evil taste in his heart. He pressed down Yuhi Kurenai's chubby face, and before the other party could react, he quickly kissed her forehead a few times, and then said generously, I'll pay for all your meals for a week. Quote, ah, you're asking for death. Yuhi Kurenai jumped away with a blushing face. What kind of brain circuit is this big bad guy? I'm ignoring you. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's evil smile, Yuhi Kurenai turned and ran away. Then do you still need me to cook for you? If you skip a meal, I'll never let you go. Looking at the other person's hastily running back, Uchiha Mirai touched his lips. Don't say. The girl is really fragrant. Back to the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Mirai saw a family ninja standing in front of his door early. Uchiha Mirai, the clan leader asked you to come over. Got it. After a simple wash, Uchiha Mirai followed the family ninja to the home of the current Uchiha clan leader, Uchiha Tajima. Clan leader Tajima. Mirai, sit down. Looking at the elderly Uchiha Tajima, Uchiha Mirai sat on the ground, silently waiting for the other party to speak. Feeling his calmness, Uchiha Tajima showed a hint of appreciation on his face. Not a bad kid, no wonder the third generation has noticed it. Third generation. Yes, I asked you to come here today just for this matter. Seeing the puzzled expression on Uchiha Mirai's face, Uchiha Tajima did not keep him in suspense. Today, the third generation sent someone to say that he wants to assign you to the village's ninja team after you graduate from the ninja school. What do you think? Uchiha Tajima looked at Uchiha Mirai and asked. Everything is subject to the arrangements of the clan leader. Uchiha Mirai said directly. He is still in the stage of development and has no right to raise objections. Uchiha Tajima asked him to come over, and he probably just wanted to get to know him. If you really think that Uchiha Tajima is asking for his opinion, it would be a bit too stupid. As for Sarutobi Hiruzen's thoughts, he can probably guess. The other party is likely to want to train himself into a double agent like Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi in the future through constant brainwashing. This is just right. At least, he will not be easily targeted by the village's top leaders. Very good. Uchiha Mirai's attitude made Uchiha Tajima very satisfied. As compensation, you can make a request, and the family will try to satisfy you. After hearing Uchiha Tajima's words, Uchiha Mirai thought seriously for a while, and then slowly said, I want you to send a master to take time to guide me. He has a plundering system, so it is natural for him to fight against the stronger people. Because powerful ninjas often have some powerful trump cards. Well, Uchiha Tajima originally thought that Uchiha Mirai would ask for some money or rewards like ninjutsu scrolls, but he didn't expect the other party to make such a request. He is really a smart child. You know, the guidance of a strong man is not comparable to money and a few ninjutsu scrolls. But such a request doesn't make people feel excessive. Fugaku. After hearing Uchiha Tajima's words, a tall square-faced young man walked in from the door. Father, when you have time in the future, take the time to teach Mirai. Yes. The next day, after school at the ninja school. After leaving the lunchbox he made for Kurenai to heat up at home, Uchiha Mirai came to the place he had agreed with Uchiha Fugaku. Let me see your strength first. Seeing Uchiha Mirai, Uchiha Fugaku spoke without greeting and expressionless. After hearing this, Uchiha Mirai did not hold back and directly opened his double Magatama Sharingan. He did not think of playing the pig to eat the tiger. Because, with his current strength, that would only make people think he was a real pig. Double Magatama. Uchiha Fugaku was slightly surprised. Without any resources, opening the double Magatama Sharingan at this age. It is indeed worthy of the title of genius. However, looking at Uchiha Mirai taking an offensive posture, Uchiha Fugaku frowned. Are you going to fight me barehanded? Then use this. Uchiha Mirai took out a wooden kunai for practice from his ninja bag. Ninjas have high requirements for food, and most of their money must be saved to buy meat. HMPH. I don't have time to play house games with you. Use this. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with contempt, and he threw a fine steel kunai at Uchiha Mirai. Fire style. Great fireball technique. At the moment when Uchiha Fugaku moved, Uchiha Mirai launched an attack directly. Then, the instant body technique was activated, and he came directly behind Uchiha Fugaku. Bang! A whip kick was kicked towards Uchiha Fugaku's head. Just when he was about to succeed, Uchiha Fugaku quickly raised his arm, turned around and grabbed Uchiha Mirai's ankle. What a cunning kid! Uchiha Fugaku snorted coldly and grabbed Uchiha Mirai, smashed the ground hard. Boom! A cloud of dust flew up, and Uchiha Mirai turned into a puff of smoke. Shadow clone. Uchiha Fugaku frowned. Earth escape hard beheading technique. Two hands stretched out from the ground, grabbed Uchiha Fugaku's feet, and pulled them down suddenly. Bang! Another puff of smoke rose, and Uchiha Fugaku's body turned into a piece of wood. Failed. The sneak attack failed, and Uchiha Mirai shook his head regretfully and began to look for Uchiha Fugaku's figure. Suddenly, more than a dozen shurikens shot in his direction. Uchiha Mirai retreated quickly, and while turning back, he picked up the fine steel kunai that Uchiha Fugaku had thrown on the ground before, and then used the Sharingan to knock down the shurikens one by one. At this moment, Uchiha Fugaku appeared beside him, raised his leg and kicked him in the head. Bang! 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 The two sides started a close combat. After just a moment, Uchiha Mirai could no longer hold on. Whether it was speed, strength or skills, he could not compare with Uchiha Fugaku now. Stop! I give up. Uchiha Mirai gave up decisively. He had already used all his means, and if he continued to fight, it would be a one-sided abuse. Not bad. Uchiha Fugaku could not help but praise. He was a little surprised by Uchiha Mirai. First, when he threw a kunai to the opponent, he suddenly attacked, using fire escape to block his vision, then used shadow clones to lure the enemy, and finally showed his true colors, trying to use earth escape to control him. The most important thing was that the opponent's timing of attack was just right. He was really scared at the time. If he hadn't reacted in time, and the opponent's speed was slightly inferior, he might have really overturned. If that happens, he will lose face. Through this battle, Uchiha Fugaku put away the arrogance in his heart. Uchiha Mirai's strength is not very strong, but that is only because the other party is still a student who has not graduated from the ninja school, and his body is far from the peak state. Being able to make him feel the pressure with such strength. The other party's future achievements must be limitless. Uchiha Mirai is unaware of Uchiha Fugaku's inner thoughts. He is now completely immersed in his own world. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Uchiha-style swordsmanship. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 8. Spiritual power: 21. Chakra: 7. Blood limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu. Others: Shuriken throwing, trap setting, Uchiha-style swordsmanship. With the prompt of the system, a lot of information poured into Uchiha Mirai's mind. In addition to the relevant content of Konoha-style swordsmanship, it also contains a lot of combat experience and combat insights. In just a few seconds, Uchiha Mirai has a swordsmanship level comparable to Uchiha Fugaku. It's worthy of the system. Too domineering. Uchiha Mirai couldn't help but sigh. In the current period when chakra is not sufficient, this reward directly raised his combat power to a higher level. After calming down, Uchiha Mirai looked at Uchiha Fugaku staring at him. How do you think about what I just said? What? Uchiha Fugaku gritted his teeth. A real ninja should have a weapon of his own. What weapon do you want to use? Hearing Uchiha Fugaku's question, Uchiha Mirai smiled slightly. Is this still worth considering? I want to use a knife. In the dense forest of Konoha, Uchiha Mirai held a long sword and kept waving it in the empty training ground. The attack was like a violent storm, but Uchiha Mirai's figure was like a dancing butterfly. With the Sharingan, the unique gorgeousness of Uchiha-style swordsmanship was fully reflected in Uchiha Mirai. Clang! With the sound of the sword, Uchiha Mirai put away the sword and stood up. Not a bad sword, Uchiha Mirai secretly admired. As expected of Uchiha Fugaku, he was generous. This kind of long sword with chakra conduction properties is very expensive, even a senior ninja may not be able to afford it. He actually gave it to him directly. I can only say, the rich are inhumane. At this moment, a girl ran out of the bushes behind. Future, have you been waiting for a long time? Looking at the porcelain doll like Yuhi Kurenai, Uchiha Mirai smiled and shook his head. That's good. Yuhi Kurenai breathed a sigh of relief and looked at Uchiha Mirai curiously. Why do you want to train with me again? With my strength, can I really help you? Of course, Uchiha Mirai smiled. Hong, being able to train with you is what I look forward to most every day. Uchiha Mirai did not lie. After he plundered Uchiha Fugaku's rewards for 3 consecutive days, all of them were sea-level ninjutsu, so Uchiha Mirai decisively chose to give up Uchiha Fugaku. Uchiha Fugaku has mastered a lot of things, but this also means that the opponent's power is too mixed. He wants to plunder good rewards, the probability is not high. Moreover, even if he plunders some powerful ninjutsu, he can't easily use it in front of people, because the source cannot be explained clearly. In contrast, plundering permanent attribute points from Yuhi Kurenai is obviously a more cost-effective choice at present. What's the most anticipated thing? Watch your words. Yuhi Kurenai said coquettishly with a blushing face. This guy is getting more and more bold in his words. Okay, Kurenai, let's start today's sparring. Uchiha Mirai urged. Hearing this, Yuhi Kurenai clenched her fists. I will definitely not lose so badly this time. 3 minutes. Yuhi Kurenai looked at the long sword across her neck and swallowed unconsciously. At such a close distance, she could clearly feel the chill emanating from the long sword. I lost. Yuhi Kurenai decisively admitted defeat. Just now facing Uchiha Mirai's attack, she had no power to fight back. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Chakra +1. After feeling the growth of chakra in his body, Uchiha Mirai retracted the long sword. Sure enough, fighting Yuhi Kurenai, who did not master any messy ninjutsu, was the most correct decision. Hong, today's training ends here. I'll go catch some fish and grill it for you later. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's words, Yuhi Kurenai nodded obediently. Uchiha Mirai's cooking skills are impeccable, and everything he cooks tastes delicious. The thing she looks forward to most every day is having dinner with Uchiha Mirai after school. Soon, Uchiha Mirai came back with 2 half-meter-long, processed big fish. Skillfully taking out the homemade seasoning from his waist, Uchiha Mirai began to grill the fish. The tempting aroma constantly stimulated Yuhi Kurenai's taste buds. Okay, it's ready to eat. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's words, Yuhi Kurenai couldn't wait to take the fish from the other party. Hiss. Delicious. Yuhi Kurenai frowned and raised her little hand to fan her mouth. It was obvious that she was scalded. Seeing the cute look of the other party, Uchiha Mirai smiled silently. From today on, strength, girls, I want them all. In the next month, Uchiha Mirai will spar with Yuhi Kurenai in the training ground every day. With the reward of the system, his strength has also undergone earth-shaking changes. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 25. Spiritual power: 25. Chakra: 17. Blood limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu, Clone Technique, Transformation Technique, Instant Body Technique, Shadow Clone Technique, Earth Style Heart Decapitation Technique, Fire Style Great Fireball Technique, Fire Style Phoenix Fire Technique, Fire Style Dragon Fire Technique, Wind Style Wind Blade. Others: Shuriken Throwing Technique, Trap Arrangement, Uchiha Style Sword Technique. Compared to the beginning, his various attributes have been greatly improved. Especially physique. The attribute points have more than tripled compared to the beginning. You know, this is a comprehensive improvement in speed, strength, endurance. And the chakra attribute points have also increased by 10 points. Now his chakra is more than twice as much as before the system awakening. And the recovery speed of chakra is also much faster than before. Uchiha Mirai conservatively estimates that his current comprehensive strength has increased by at least 4 or 5 times compared to the beginning. You know, this is only a month. This speed of improvement is simply too outrageous. If he is given a certain amount of time, what Uchiha Madara? What Otsutsuki? All under his feet. Mirai, the graduation exam is tomorrow, are you nervous? Swallowing the barbecue in his mouth, Yuhi Kurenai looked at Uchiha Mirai and asked. It's just an exam, there's nothing to be nervous about. That's right. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's answer, Yuhi Kurenai nodded. For a genius like you, there's no need to worry about exams. In the past month, Yuhi Kurenai has been more and more surprised at Uchiha Mirai's strength. No matter how much her strength improved, she still lost miserably when facing Uchiha Mirai. You don't have to be nervous. With your strength, it's not difficult to pass the exam. Uchiha Mirai looked at Yuhi Kurenai, who was a little anxious, and took the initiative to comfort her. After all, the reason why the other party is so unconfident now is closely related to the fact that he has been abused by him recently. Really, I never lie. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's comfort, Yuhi Kurenai felt much better. I don't know why, every time she looked at Uchiha Mirai's dark eyes, she would agree with everything he said from the bottom of her heart. Okay, it's getting late. See you tomorrow. After Uchiha Mirai and Yuhi Kurenai parted ways, they went straight to the Uchiha clan. In front of the courtyard where he lived, Uchiha Fugaku was standing at the door, quietly waiting for him. You are finally here. What's the matter? Uchiha Mirai looked at Uchiha Fugaku and asked calmly. He had no extra affection for this guy who would lead the Uchiha clan to destruction in the future. The reason why he had an intersection with him was just because he regarded him as a tool to get rewards. When he becomes stronger in the future, the first person he will get rid of is Uchiha Fugaku. A guy who will only compromise with the Konoha high-level officials will only cause trouble for him if he lives. Uchiha Fugaku did not care too much about Uchiha Mirai's indifference. He automatically attributed Uchiha Mirai's attitude towards him to the arrogance of a genius. After all, such a personality is very common in the Uchiha clan. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's gaze, Uchiha Fugaku said in a deep voice, I came here just to tell you that you have to be a little low-key in tomorrow's graduation assessment. Be a little more low-key. Yes, Uchiha Fugaku nodded. I know that with your strength, it is very easy to crush those classmates, but the tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Your talent is likely to cause the village to be wary of the family. So, be more restrained during the assessment tomorrow. Hearing Uchiha Fugaku's words, Uchiha Mirai also understood the other party's thoughts. Although he had long known that Uchiha Fugaku's seemingly calm appearance was hiding a weak heart, Uchiha Mirai never thought that the other party would be so weak. He actually let him deliberately show weakness in the graduation assessment. The tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Ridiculous. Weakness will not bring mercy from the strong, but will only bring more severe oppression. If you want to get out of trouble, you must never forget to punch. Uchiha Mirai said lightly. This is the Uchiha clan's territory, he doesn't have to worry about the Hokage's spying, so he has fewer concerns when speaking. He was very disdainful of Uchiha Fugaku's proposal. If concessions were useful, the Uchiha clan would not be exterminated in the original book. On the contrary, only by showing enough strength can those ambitious people be afraid. Do you know what you are talking about? Uchiha Fugaku asked in disbelief. He couldn't believe that a teenager could say such a thing. Once such words spread, I'm afraid the entire Uchiha will be implicated. Of course I know what I'm talking about, and my eyes are enough to see the future clearly. In the darkness, Uchiha Mirai's scarlet Sharingan slowly turned, revealing a cold and tyrannical breath. The pride of Uchiha will never be broken. Uchiha Mirai said, and closed the door. Blindly giving in will only lead to the other party's intensified suppression, until there is no way to retreat and fall into the abyss. The fate of the Uchiha clan in the original book is a good proof. Looking at the closed door, Uchiha Fugaku's face was uncertain. He didn't expect that he would be taught a lesson by a little kid. Ha ha ha, Fugaku, I have said that this little guy is very unusual. How about it, do you believe me now? In the darkness, a hearty laugh sounded. Father. Seeing Uchiha Tajima, Uchiha Fugaku quickly bowed. Fugaku, you don't see things as clearly as a child. You have to remember that blindly giving in is not a wise move. Hearing Uchiha Tajima's words, Uchiha Fugaku was a little unwilling. But, since the second generation, the village has been very wary of our clan. Won't a guy like Uchiha Mirai increase the village's fear of us? Humph. Uchiha Tajima put away the smile on his face. Fugaku, you have to remember that we have not let the village down. After saying that, Uchiha Tajima sighed and changed the subject. My body can't hold on for much longer. After I die, you will be the new head of the Uchiha clan. As a head, you are too weak and too hesitant. You need to be more decisive. Uchiha Mirai will be a good helper. You need to have a good relationship with him. Hearing Uchiha Tajima's instructions, Uchiha Fugaku quickly responded, yes, father. However, a trace of disdain flashed through his heart. In Uchiha Fugaku's view, Uchiha Mirai is like a time bomb, which will bring disaster to the Uchiha clan sooner or later. It is better to cut off relations with such a guy as soon as possible. Ninja School. Classroom. Today is the day of the graduation exam. After passing it, you can become a real ninja. That's right. In the future, I can also have my own ninja forehead protector. Ha ha ha. After becoming a ninja, I can accept missions. I am a little excited just thinking about it. Just wait and see. It won't be long before my name will spread throughout the ninja world. Stop bragging. You can only pass the graduation exam first. Speaking of which, I hope I won't be assigned to the same group with Uchiha Mirai, otherwise it will be troublesome. Yeah, fighting with that guy, I can only think that I am unlucky. Facing the upcoming graduation exam, most people's faces are excited and excited. Becoming a ninja and inheriting the will of fire. This is a very glorious thing. At this moment, Uchiha Mirai walked into the classroom. Seeing his figure, the classroom immediately settled down. It was quiet. Everyone stared at Uchiha Mirai silently until he sat in his seat, and then everyone started discussing the topic again. However, the voice was obviously much smaller than before. Tisk, it's because of guys like this that the Uchiha clan has such a bad reputation. Uchiha Obito couldn't help but mutter. Who are you pretending to be so indifferent all day? Obito. Nohara Rin frowned slightly. Don't talk about your classmates behind their backs. Hearing Nohara Rin speak, Uchiha Obito nodded reluctantly, but still turned around and made a face at Uchiha Mirai. You'd better not meet me in this graduation exam, otherwise you may not even be able to graduate. It's different from the graduation of the 12 little strongmen in the original book. This graduation exam is not to test basic ninjutsu such as clone technique and transformation technique, but to use the method of drawing lots for a 2-on-2 duel. The examiner will decide whether the candidate can graduate successfully based on his performance in the battle. Faced with Uchiha Obito's provocation, Uchiha Mirai opened his mouth slightly and uttered 3 words, the last one. What did you say? Uchiha Obito was immediately angry. He has always dreamed of becoming a Hokage, and what he hates most is the title of the last one. Obito, calm down. Looking at Uchiha Obito who stepped on the table, Nohara Lin advised helplessly. Lin, let me go, I must teach this guy a lesson today. Uchiha Obito shouted loudly. HMPH. Obito, do you have the strength to fight with Mirai? Sitting next to Uchiha Mirai, Yuhi Kurenai looked at Uchiha Obito unhappily and said, if you are grouped with Mirai, you may not even have a chance to fight. Nonsense. Uchiha Obito was indignant. I have prepared a secret weapon recently. Uchiha Mirai is simply not my opponent. Secret weapon. Are you scared? You'd better pray that you are not grouped with me, otherwise I will not show mercy. Just when Uchiha Obito was feeling proud, the class teacher Oiwa Junshin strode in. Be quiet, follow me to the playground now, the exam will start soon. Ninja School. Playground. The teachers of the ninja school were on standby, directing the candidates who came to take the graduation exam to stand in order. The third Hokage and a group of elite Jonin were standing in the stands not far away. In front of these big shots, there must be no mistakes. Hehe, the little guys this year are very energetic. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of cigarette, and the wrinkles on his face were squeezed into a piece. Ha, ninjas are tools, what's the point of laughing like this? Shimura Danzo frowned and snorted. Danzo, you're a little too strict. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Shimura Danzo unhappily. Among these candidates this year, there are quite a few who I'm optimistic about. Oh, hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, Orochimaru, who was pale, revealed a hint of curiosity in his vertical pupils. Who do you think is more optimistic about, teacher? Uchiha Mirai. I heard that the child already has a double Magatama Sharingan, and has been trained with Fugaku for a period of time. He also knows the will of fire very well. There is nothing wrong with it in any aspect. Sarutobi Hiruzen said lightly. Tisk. Shimura Danzo curled his lips in disdain. What can a Uchiha kid understand about the will of fire? On the contrary, Orochimaru, looking at the playground in front of him, stretched out his tongue and licked his lips. Ninjas with blood limit are indeed born stronger than ordinary ninjas. His current strength has reached a ceiling, and he has not been able to make further progress for a long time. If he could also possess a powerful blood limit, would everything change? Kakashi, if nothing unexpected happens, Uchiha will be your opponent today. You can't take it lightly. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled at Hatake Kakashi, who was standing on the edge with a mask on his face. Kakashi graduated many years early, but he has never met a suitable teammate, and he has become more and more gloomy. So, at the suggestion of Minato Namikaze, Sarutobi Hiruzen specially let Kakashi participate in this graduation assessment. I won't fail. Hatake Kakashi's voice was a little cold. With the title of Konoha's number 1 genius ninja, he is confident that he will not lose to any of his peers. Ha ha ha, I look forward to you bringing us a wonderful duel. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a smile. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the slightly immature Minato Namikaze behind him. Minato, this is your first time to be a Jonin instructor. Do you have a candidate in mind for your apprentice? Hokage-sama, I have read their information and have a preliminary candidate in mind. Namikaze Minato scratched his head with a smile, and a warm and sunny atmosphere emanated from his body. That's good. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded with satisfaction. While the few people were talking, the graduation examination officially began. I read the names. This battle is related to your future. You must show all your strength and never take it lightly. Oiwa Junshin's low voice sounded, and the atmosphere on the scene gradually became tense. Group 1. Might Guy vs Uchiha Obito. As soon as the voice fell, a boy with a watermelon head and wearing a green tights excitedly rushed to the center of the venue. I didn't expect that I would be the first one. I have to perform well. This is youth. Might Guy gave a thumbs up, showing his iconic front teeth, and he looked full of energy. Uchiha Obito was a little unhappy and muttered, really, my opponent is actually a slacker. I thought I could teach that Uchiha Mirai a lesson. Coming to the opposite side of Might Guy, under the onlookers, Oiwa Junshin raised his arms high. This time there is no need to make the seal of opposition and the seal of reconciliation. This is a real ninja battle. Be careful not to die. Hearing this, everyone's faces showed excitement, and anxiety. The atmosphere was also completely mobilized. Watermelon-headed boy, I advise you to admit defeat, otherwise I will not show mercy. Uchiha Obito looked at Might Guy and said proudly. If there is anyone in the ninja school who has worse grades than him, it is only Might Guy in front of him. Therefore, Uchiha Obito is still very confident about the next battle. Youth does not allow retreat. Might Guy clenched his fists. I will also fight with all my strength. Seeing that the two were ready, Oiwa Junshin waved his hand down vigorously. The battle begins. Come on, Obito. Nohara-Lin's voice of cheering rang out, and Uchiha Obito immediately turned around and showed her a confident smile. Don't worry, Lin. I will. Konoha Whirlwind. Before Uchiha Obito finished speaking, he was kicked hard in the face by Might Guy. Bang! With a muffled sound, Uchiha Obito flew backwards and fell into a coma on the ground. Might Guy wins. Seeing this dramatic scene, Nohara-Lin covered her forehead helplessly. What is Obito doing? Ha 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 ha, I'm dying of laughter. With this level, you still want to challenge your future self. I really don't know where the confidence comes from. Yuhi Kurenai was also amused by Uchiha Obito and laughed. He was knocked unconscious by a kick at the beginning. It's too outrageous. Oiwa Junshin sighed helplessly. He had specially arranged Might Guy, who had similar grades, for Uchiha Obito, but he didn't expect that the other party was killed in seconds before he could even make a move. What a headache. But no matter how much of a headache it was, the exam still needed to continue. Oiwa Junction could only continue to the next match. Next group. Kurenai vs Ebisu. Come on. Uchiha Mirai encouraged Kurenai, who nodded vigorously and walked quickly to the center of the venue. Ebisu blushed and lowered his head, somewhat afraid to look at Kurenai. It's really as sultry as in the original book. Seeing Ebisu's appearance, Uchiha Mirai already knew the result of this match. Ebisu was doomed to lose. As Uchiha Mirai guessed, Kurenai easily defeated Ebisu. This elite ninja, who was killed instantly by Uzumaki Naruto's seduction technique in the original work, was defeated by Yuhi Kurenai without even lasting 10 minutes. Mirai, I won. Yuhi Kurenai happily ran to Uchiha Mirai's side. She didn't expect that this battle would be won so easily. You who have always regarded me as an opponent have already left most people behind. Uchiha Mirai said lightly. Mirai, you were really good at pretending. Yuhi Kurenai looked at Uchiha Mirai with a blushing face, her eyes full of admiration. Ignoring the contemptuous eyes of the people around her, Uchiha Mirai touched Yuhi Kurenai's head. What nonsense, I'm not pretending, I love to tell the truth. The battle continued. In general, it was quite standard. Just when Uchiha Mirai was a little bored, he heard his name. Next group. Uchiha Mirai vs Sarutobi Asuma. Hearing his name, Uchiha Mirai walked slowly to the center of the venue in the eyes of everyone. Sarutobi Asuma excitedly performed the instant body technique and came to Uchiha Mirai. Uchiha Mirai, this time I will defeat you in front of everyone and let Hong know who is the real strong man. Since being easily defeated by Uchiha Mirai last time, Sarutobi Asuma has changed his past decadence and has been training hard every day. For this moment, he can defeat Uchiha Mirai in front of everyone. However, compared with Sarutobi Asuma's excitement, Uchiha Mirai still has a calm expression on his face. Asuma, you are too childish. Strength is not the only criterion for attracting girls' attention. No matter how strong you are, Hong will not like you. After saying that, Uchiha Mirai showed a scornful smile at the corner of his mouth. What's more, you are just a buzzing fly no matter how much you shout in front of me. I am already studying my next opponent. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's words, Sarutobi Asuma clenched his fists, his eyes full of anger. I am a fly, studying the next opponent before the fight starts. This is completely disregarding me. Arrogant fool. Okay, get ready. The battle begins. Daon Junshin suppressed his smile. Uchiha Mirai is really too venomous. In order to prevent Sarutobi Asuma from losing his mind before the fight, he quickly announced the start of the game. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as Oiwa Junshin finished speaking, several sounds of breaking through the air were heard. Several shurikens rushed towards Uchiha Mirai from all directions. Sarutobi Asuma followed closely behind, and while Uchiha Mirai dodged the shurikens sideways, he stabbed Uchiha Mirai with a fine steel kunai. Too slow. Uchiha Mirai snorted lightly, raised his leg and kicked Sarutobi Asuma in the chest. Sarutobi Asuma seemed to have expected it, crossed his arms in front of his chest, and took advantage of Uchiha Mirai's attack, and did a backflip in the air, while his hands quickly formed seals. Fire style. Ash accumulation burning. A ball of high-temperature ash instantly engulfed Uchiha Mirai's figure. Immediately afterwards, Sarutobi Asuma bit his teeth hard, and a spark instantly ignited the entire ball of ash. Boom! Violent roars continued to sound, and the earth began to tremble slightly. As this ninjutsu, as expected of the son of Hokage, he can now release such a powerful ninjutsu. Too much nonsense, Uchiha Mirai will not be killed, right? Is this a battle between ninjas? Looking at the fire escape performed by Sarutobi Asuma, all the candidates showed horrified eyes on their faces. Could it be that the battle was over in just a few seconds? Even Yuhi Kurenai, who has always been very confident in Uchiha Mirai, looked at the center of the venue with a nervous expression, and a layer of dense sweat beads appeared on her forehead. Mirai, you must not be in trouble. Ha 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 ha, I won. Sarutobi Asuma showed a smug smile on his face. After being hit by the ninjutsu just now, Uchiha Mirai has definitely lost his ability to fight. Humph, arrogant guy, let's see if you dare to be as arrogant as before in the future. Are you too proud too early? Uchiha Mirai's teasing voice suddenly sounded in his ears, and Sarutobi Asuma was instantly shocked. How is it possible? How could Uchiha Mirai appear behind him? Before he could figure it out, Sarutobi Asuma felt his legs leave the ground and was kicked out fiercely. Then, a long sword emitting a chill accurately pierced Sarutobi Asuma's neck. Gurgle. Looking at the blade that was so close, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help swallowing his saliva. If the blade had been a little more off, his neck would have been pierced now. The battle is over. The winner, Uchiha Mirai. Daihon Junshin shouted and announced the result of the game. The scene immediately became agitated. No one expected that the reversal would come so quickly. Sarutobi Asuma, who was just confident of victory, was lying on the ground in the blink of an eye. As expected of a genius from the Uchiha clan, he's so amazing. I really shouldn't have had hope for Asuma. How could a guy like Uchiha Mirai lose? Asuma is very strong, but unfortunately Uchiha Mirai is stronger than him. Uchiha Mirai walked down the field silently, and the translucent panel appeared again in front of him. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution +1. Name, Uchiha Mirai. Constitution, 26. Spiritual power, 25. Chakra, 17. Blood limit, Sharingan, Ninjutsu. Others. As his constitution increased, Uchiha Mirai felt that his physical fitness had become stronger, which made him sigh. The feeling of cheating is really good. Future, are you not injured? Seeing Uchiha Mirai coming over, Yuhi Kurenai immediately asked with concern. She was really scared just now. If such a guy can cause obstacles to me, then my road will end here. Uchiha Mirai said lightly. Hearing his words, Yuhi Kurenai's eyes were full of light. Worthy of being the future, too cool. In the following time, the exam continued. Losers versus losers, winners versus winners. Uchiha Mirai crushed all the way and rushed to the first place. The exam was also coming to an end. Sure enough, he is the first place. Uchiha Mirai is too strong. No one can be his opponent. Alas, although I don't want to admit it, I have to say that he is really capable. Why don't I have such a good talent? Seeing Uchiha Mirai get the first place, everyone was not surprised at all. Even Uchiha Obito had to admit that Uchiha Mirai's strength was far beyond him. Wait a minute, there is another battle next. After hearing what Oiwa Junshin said, everyone was a little puzzled. There is another battle, isn't it over? Ahem. According to the instructions of the third Hokage, Hitaki Kakashi, who graduated early, will also participate in this graduation exam. According to the rules, his opponent is Uchiha Mirai, who just got the first place. What? Oiwa Junshin's words set off a storm among the crowd. Hitaki Kakashi. The Hitaki Kakashi who was known as Konoha's #1 genius ninja. Did he also take part in this graduation exam? I knew it wouldn't end so easily. Uchiha Mirai put his hands in his pockets and walked slowly to the center of the venue. As a long-graduated Hitaki Kakashi, he didn't have to take the graduation exam this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen made such an arrangement, most likely because he guessed that he would get the first place, and wanted to use Hitaki Kakashi to suppress the momentum of Uchiha, so as to send a signal to Uchiha. The power of the Hokage family is far above Uchiha. Whether now or in the future. But, feeling the power filling his body, Uchiha Mirai's mouth curled up slightly. Sarutobi Hiruzen might be disappointed. After Uchiha Mirai was in place, Hitaki Kakashi also came to the center of the venue. The moment he appeared, the crowd of onlookers immediately became turbulent. This Hitaki orphan, who was called Konoha's #1 genius ninja, had a lot of popularity. It's going to be a good show now. I bet that Uchiha Mirai will lose miserably. Nonsense, although Uchiha Mirai has some talent, he is not good enough in front of Kakashi. Kakashi has graduated for so long, and now he comes to take the graduation exam again. Isn't this bullying an honest man? Humph, I can't wait to see Uchiha Mirai being crushed. Kakashi, come on, let Uchiha Mirai know that there is a gap between geniuses. The appearance of Hitaki Kakashi made the scene one-sided. No matter how strong Uchiha Mirai is, he can't be a match for Hitaki Kakashi. This is the consensus of everyone. Fugaku, I arranged for Kakashi to fight Mirai, you won't be upset, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Uchiha Fugaku and asked. Of course not, because he thinks he is very talented. Mirai is a little arrogant, it's good to let him take a little hit. Uchiha Fugaku said respectfully. Thinking of Uchiha Mirai's arrogant attitude last night, he couldn't help but want to sneer. Do you really think that you can do whatever you want just because you have some talent? Compared to the village, the power of the Uchiha clan is not worth mentioning at all. After being crushed by Hatake Kakashi, Uchiha Mirai will know that only by making compromises is the only way for Uchiha to survive. Seeing Uchiha Fugaku's fearful look, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded with satisfaction. Compared to Uchiha Tajima, Uchiha Fugaku is obviously easier to control. Maybe it's time for Uchiha Tajima to step down. In the center of the venue, Hatake Kakashi's eyes are like a pool of dead water, and no emotion can be seen. Even if Uchiha Mirai's performance in the battle just now is very good, that's all. What's more, Uchiha Mirai has just experienced several battles. Although the strength of the opponents is very average, it will more or less consume some of his physical strength and energy. This was not a fair fight. Of course, Hatake Kakashi did not want to wait for Uchiha Mirai to adjust to the peak state. Since Hatake Tsukumo died, Kakashi realized a truth. Everything is insignificant in front of the mission. Compared with Hatake Kakashi, Uchiha Mirai's face is more excited. Kakashi is very strong, and he can just test his achievements in this period of time. Get ready, the battle begins. Seeing that the two had no intention of talking, Oiwa Junshin could only give up his favorite trash talk and announce the start of the battle with a little disappointment. After the battle started, Hatake Kakashi pulled out the short sword on his back, his body turned into a shadow, and rushed towards Uchiha Mirai. Uchiha Mirai did not dare to be arrogant, and drew a long sword from his waist, and fought with Hatake Kakashi. Is this the swordsmanship of the Hatake clan? As soon as they started fighting, Uchiha Mirai felt a little pressure. Hatake Kakashi's attacks were tricky and fierce, and every attack hit his vitals. If he was not careful, he would probably be defeated. I told you, Uchiha Mirai is no match for Kakashi. He is being suppressed. Just wait, it won't be long before Uchiha Mirai will be defeated. Kakashi is the real genius. In comparison, Uchiha Mirai is far behind. Seeing Uchiha Mirai fall behind, there was a burst of boos and laughter from the crowd. What genius of the Uchiha clan! Compared with Hatake Kakashi, he is far behind. I am underestimated. Listening to the discussions around him, Uchiha Mirai chuckled. The reputation of the Uchiha clan is really bad, almost everyone wants to see him lose. Humph, ridiculous. Chakra mobilized, Uchiha Mirai's eyes instantly turned into Scarlet Sharingan. The Uchiha clan's bloodline limit. Seeing Uchiha Mirai's Sharingan, Hatake Kakashi's calm eyes fluctuated for the first time. The power of the Sharingan is very strong, and if you are not careful, you will fall into the opponent's illusion. Kakashi can only lower his eyelids and try not to look at Uchiha Mirai's eyes. We must fight quickly. Rich experience made Hatake Kakashi immediately recognize the situation. Under the deterrence of the Sharingan, the longer the time drags on, the more disadvantageous it is for him. Kakashi's attacks are getting more and more fierce, and the speed is getting faster and faster, but the effect is minimal. After opening the Sharingan, Uchiha Mirai can clearly see the attack trajectory of Hatake Kakashi, so as to make the best evasion method. Coupled with the Uchiha-style swordsmanship that he had previously plundered from Uchiha Fugaku, Kakashi's attack no longer posed any threat to Uchiha Mirai. The situation became tense. Kakashi was like a ruthless assassin, and every attack was done without any delay. Uchiha Mirai was like a dancer, dancing in the storm of attacks, and with the help of the Sharingan, he elegantly dodged all attacks. Huff! Hatake Kakashi panted, his chest rising and falling violently. The high-intensity attack caused his physical energy consumption to increase dramatically. If he continued, Uchiha Mirai would be exhausted first without him attacking. After thinking it through, Hatake Kakashi pulled back. Behind him, Uchiha Mirai quickly formed seals with both hands, fire style, great fireball technique. A scorching fireball with a diameter of several meters rushed towards Hatake Kakashi, who slammed his hands on the ground, earth style, earth flow wall. A wall of earth rose out of thin air, protecting Hotake Kakashi behind. Boom! The great fireball and the earth wall collided with each other, making a violent roar. Although the earth wall became broken by the impact of the great fireball, it successfully blocked the attack. After the flames, Hotake Kakashi stood up, and a long sword was immediately placed on his neck. Chapter 11. Kakashi, lost. Did Uchiha Mirai really beat Kakashi? It's over. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's long sword on Kakashi Hotake's neck, everyone's faces showed disbelief. Hotake Kakashi, who they had high hopes for, just lost like this. Just when everyone thought the winner had been decided, something unexpected happened. Hotake Kakashi's body suddenly turned into a lightning bolt and exploded on Uchiha Mirai's body. Then, the ground cracked, and Hotake Kakashi rushed out from the ground, holding a short sword across Uchiha Mirai's neck. "You are very good, but that's it," Hotake Kakashi said in a deep voice. Originally thought this would be a battle without suspense, but did not expect Uchiha Mirai to be able to give him so much pressure. If he hadn't used the lightning clone as bait to paralyze the opponent's body, he would probably be the loser now. Hearing Kakashi's words, a faint smile appeared on Uchiha Mirai's face. Seeing this scene, Kakashi felt a great sense of crisis. Before he could react, Uchiha Mirai in front of him turned into a puff of smoke and dissipated. Earth escape hard beheading technique. With a low shout, Hotake Kakashi's legs were grabbed by Uchiha Mirai. The next second, his body was pulled into the ground, leaving only his head exposed. Uchiha Mirai squatted in front of Hotake Kakashi and sheathed the long sword. "You are very good, but that's it." Hearing his previous words being returned intact, Hotake Kakashi's face under the mask turned red. He actually lost. The most important thing is that in the previous battle, Hotake Kakashi believed that he had not made any mistakes. But in the end, he still lost. The other party had expected that he would use the lightning clone as bait. This kind of combat IQ is too terrifying, isn't it? "Teacher, the battle is over." Uchiha Mirai looked at Oiwa Junshin, who finally came to his senses and said with a trembling voice, "Winner, Uchiha Mirai." As the result was announced, the crowd was completely blown up. It's unbelievable that Kakashi actually lost. Is Uchiha Mirai so strong? The battle just now was so exciting. This is a duel between ninjas. Compared to them, our battle feels like a child playing house. The title of Konoha's #1 genius is about to change hands. For this group of students who have not yet graduated from the ninja school, the battle between Uchiha Mirai and Hotake Kakashi just now directly refreshed their cognition. Physical duel, ninjutsu duel. One uses the lightning clone as bait, and the other uses the shadow clone to take advantage of the situation. The reversal is so exciting. Has this guy grown to this point? Sarutobi Asuma, who was still complacent about mastering the fire style, ash burning, felt a huge sense of frustration in his heart. The strength that Uchiha Mirai just showed was beyond his reach. Uchiha Obito also gritted his teeth. Isn't Uchiha Mirai's performance today the same as his dream? Looking at Nohara Rin's face that turned red due to excitement, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but start to fantasize. If he also had this kind of power, Rin would definitely agree to be his girlfriend, right? Is this the strength of a genius? It seems that my efforts are not enough. I will walk around the village upside down today. This is youth. Might Guy's eyes are full of fighting spirit. Different from others. Might Guy was surprised by the level of physical skills displayed by Hotake Kakashi and Uchiha Mirai. The only thing he knows and is good at is physical skills. If he can't succeed in the thing he is best at, he doesn't know what the meaning of his life is. So, Might Guy decided to work harder to practice his physical skills in the future. Hehe, the little guy really gave me a surprise. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Hotake Kakashi being defeated and took a puff of his pipe with a smile. Today, Uchiha Mirai's performance surprised him a little. It seems that it is a wise decision not to let Uchiha Mirai serve in the Konoha police force. Such a genius can only be more reassuring when he is watching under his own hands. Sandaime-sama, Kakashi was just careless this time, otherwise with his strength, it would be impossible for him to lose to Uchiha Mirai. Uchiha Fugaku explained with a stiff face. Of course he knew the purpose of Hiruzen Sarutobi arranging Hotake Kakashi to take the graduation exam. Now that Hatake Kakashi was defeated by Uchiha Mirai, Uchiha Fugaku was afraid that Hiruzen Sarutobi would be dissatisfied with the Uchiha clan because of this. Fugaku, if you lose, you lose. There is no need to make excuses for Kakashi. I am still very happy that Konoha can have such a genius. Hiruzen Sarutobi said with a smile. He has seen too many geniuses. Uchiha Kagami, Hatake Sakumo, Orochimaru, Tsunade. Which one is not a genius picked out of a million? As long as they don't grow to the height of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, he has the confidence to control them in his hands. Okay, today's exam is over, and we should go back. After saying this, Hiruzen Sarutobi turned around and walked to the stage. Uchiha Fugaku, Namikaze Minato, Yuhi Shinku and others also followed closely. Only Orochimaru stayed where he was, looking at Uchiha Mirai with curiosity in his eyes. As if sensing his gaze, Uchiha Mirai looked over from a distance. Really sharp. Orochimaru excitedly stretched out his long tongue and licked his face. What a nice body. When the research on the reincarnation of the corpse is successful, use him as the first container. Looking at Orochimaru who turned and left, Uchiha Mirai silently retracted his gaze. Although Orochimaru is very dangerous, at this stage, the other party should only attack some orphans and death row prisoners. Before the reincarnation of the corpse is completed, he should not be too worried. After a period of time, when he grows to a certain height, Orochimaru will not be a concern. Uchiha Mirai is still very confident about this. It only took him more than a month to defeat Hatake Kakashi. If he is given more time, even a shadow-level strongman like Orochimaru will hardly pose a threat to him. This is the power of cheating. The crowd dispersed. Kurenai jumped and ran to Uchiha Mirai's side. Mirai, you are really amazing. You even defeated Kakashi, Kurai said excitedly. Why do you seem to be more excited than me? If you don't know, you would think it was you who defeated Kakashi. Uchiha Mirai pinched Kurenai's chubby face and said. Hee, it's almost the same. We will be divided into teams tomorrow, remember not to be late. Hokage's office. After confirming the ninja team and the guiding Jonin, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Minato Namikaze, Shinku Yuhi and others to withdraw. After everyone left, Sarutobi Hiruzen held his pipe and pondered. To be honest, Uchiha Mirai's performance today was somewhat beyond his expectations. Many people thought that Uchiha Mirai won by a narrow margin, but Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that whether in swordsmanship or ninjutsu, Hatake Kakashi was completely suppressed by Uchiha Mirai. In other words, Uchiha Mirai's power has surpassed Hatake Kakashi in all aspects. This performance reminded him of his old teammate, Uchiha Kagami. That guy was also a brilliant talent who came out of nowhere, and was accepted as a member of the personal guard team by the teacher as an exception. It was precisely because of this that the Uchiha clan, which was increasingly dissatisfied with the Hokage family, settled down for a long time. Maybe he should also train Uchiha Mirai as the future elite guard like his teacher. Of course, the premise is that the other party can withstand his test. Hiruzen, I apply for Uchiha Mirai to join the route. The door of the office was pushed open, and Shimura Danzo walked in carelessly. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned in dissatisfaction. Danzo, I have said many times that you must knock before entering. Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen's questioning, Shimura Danzo looked indifferent. Humph. If you can use your crystal ball to peek into the female bathhouse less often, you don't have to make such a rule. Shimura Danzo's words made Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turn pale. Slander. This is naked slander. Of all the new genin this year, I only want Uchiha Mirai. Shimura Danzo did not forget the purpose of his trip, so he repeated his request. No, I have other plans for Uchiha Mirai. Sarutobi Hiruzen decisively rejected Shimura Danzo's proposal. You have seen Uchiha Mirai's performance. Even Kakashi is not his opponent. Such a dangerous guy is the safest to stay in my roots. You don't want another guy like Uchiha Madara to appear in the village in the future, right? Shimura Danzo said coldly. Danzo, you are too hostile to Uchiha. Sarutobi Hiruzen said lightly. The Uchiha who is born evil. Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen's rebuttal, Shimura Danzo snorted coldly. This is what the teacher taught us in person. Alas, times have changed. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. The ninja world is very unstable now. If we target the Uchiha clan too much, it is likely to cause unrest within the village. Once other ninja villages take the opportunity to start a war against the village, Konoha is likely to fall apart. The Senju clan disappeared, Tsunade left, Jiraiya went out to travel, Hatake Tsukumo committed suicide. Now Konoha no longer has the absolute power to deter other ninja villages. The best solution is to adopt a conciliatory policy towards the Uchiha clan at this time. That's what the teacher did back then. Hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's explanation, Shimura Danzo was unmoved. The village has become like this because of your incompetence. Hiruzen, you should take responsibility and resign from your position as Hokage. Enough. Seeing Shimura Danzo pointing the finger at him, Sarutobi Hiruzen scolded, Danzo, you just need to obey my arrangements. HMPH. You will regret it. Remember, I am the Hokage. Bang. With a loud bang, the door of the office blocked Shimura Danzo's departing back. This fool. Sarutobi Hiruzen rubbed his temple helplessly. Of course he had considered what Shimura Danzo said, but any genius who wants to grow into a strong man needs a long period of accumulation. Even Hashirama Senju and Uchiha Madara back then were the same. The power of the village is all in his hands. He really doesn't believe that a mere Uchiha Mirai can stir up such a big storm. If the other party has a tendency to get out of control, it will not be too late to take action then. The next day, ninja school. A group of boys and girls who have just been promoted to genin are sitting in the classroom, with excitement on their faces. The ninja team will be assigned later. If nothing unexpected happens, the members of the team will be teammates fighting side by side for a long time in the future. Everyone is guessing who they will be teammates with in the same team in the future. Obito, who do you want to be in the same team with? Nohara Rin looked at Uchiha Obito and asked with a smile. Of course it's you. Uchiha Obito shouted in his heart, but when he said his expression changed. It's okay to be with anyone, as long as it's not Uchiha Mirai and Hatake Kakashi. But Mirai and Kakashi are both excellent ninjas. If you can become teammates with them, it will definitely make people feel surprisingly relieved. Hearing Nohara Rin's words, Uchiha Obito snorted in dissatisfaction, and became even more dissatisfied with Uchiha Mirai and Kakashi. Back row. Yuhi Kurenai pushed Uchiha Mirai's arm. Mirai, do you want to know who you were in the same team with? Uchiha Mirai pretended to think for a while. It should be with you. How do you know? Mirai, do you also want to be a teammate with me in your heart? Yuhi Kurenai asked in surprise. That's not the case. Uchiha Mirai touched his chin. I heard that your father is also one of the guiding ninjas this time. You should beg your father to assign you and me to the same team. Hearing Uchiha Mirai's analysis, Yuhi Kurenai's face immediately turned red. Don't be narcissistic, I didn't do that. I just heard about the members of the team from my father in advance. Cooking for my father, washing clothes for my father, and taking the initiative to clean the house. I won't do these messy things for you. So, even if we are assigned to a team later, don't think too much. You, sister, you are a pure self-destructive truck. Looking at the arrogant Yuhi Kurenai, Uchiha Mirai showed a smile on his face. Tsunere attribute full. Awesome. At this moment, under the leadership of Oiwa Junshin, many ninjas came into the classroom one after another. Yuhi Shinku and Namikaze Minato were among them. Everyone, be quiet. The village has arranged many excellent instructors for you. When your name is called, just follow your instructor. After the voice fell, the classroom became quiet. Uchiha Mirai, Yuhi Kurenai, Sarutobi Asuma, Uchiha Obito, Hatake Kakashi, Nohara Rin, Shiranui Genma, Ebisu, Might Guy. Konoha Village. On the outer open space above the Hokage Rock, Yuhi Shinku, Uchiha Mirai, Sarutobi Asuma, and Yuhi Kurenai sat cross-legged on the ground. A breeze blew by, and Yuhi Shinku slowly spoke. I am your guiding Jonin, Yuhi Shinku. A powerful Jonin, good at illusion. Please give me more advice in the future. After Yuhi Shinku finished speaking, he stretched out his hand to Uchiha Mirai and the others. You can also introduce yourselves. Hey, my name is Sarutobi Asuma. I am good at fire escape and wind escape. My favorite food is sausage and yam cold noodles, and I am very interested in shogi. What I hate most is being called the son of the Hokage. My goal is to surpass my father and make a name for myself. Also, I hope to be with the girl I like every day. Sarutobi Asuma introduced himself seriously. In front of Yuhi Shinku, he had to perform well. Nice introduction. Yuhi Shinku clapped his hands with a smile. Asuma, you are still young, you should smoke less, otherwise it will be bad for your health. Hearing Yuhi Shinku's warning, Sarutobi Asuma nodded in a panic. It's over. These Jonin are really sharp. He has taken a bath specially, but he didn't expect that his smoking was still noticed. I hope it won't affect my impression score. My name is Yuhi Hong, and I am good at illusion. My favorite thing is to train with a certain annoying guy, and my favorite food is the food made by a certain annoying guy. The most annoying thing is to be entangled by others. The goal is to become a ninja as good as my father. Hearing Yuhi Hong's introduction, Yuhi Shinku's eyes twitched. Why does he feel that Sarutobi Asuma is about to become autistic? Uchiha Mirai. There are many things I like, and there are also many things I hate. I am good at swordsmanship and illusions, and my goal is to protect everything I cherish. It's really short. Yuhi Shinku complained silently in her heart, but it was not too surprising. If the Uchiha guys could make a long speech at this stage, it would be really weird. I have carefully observed your approximate strength during the graduation exam, so Uchiha Mirai will be the captain of the team for the time being. When I'm not here, everything will be based on Mirai's orders. After hearing Yuhi Shinku's arrangement, Sarutobi Asuma nodded reluctantly. Okay, to celebrate the establishment of the Shinku class, I will treat everyone to barbecue today. Yuhi Shinku smiled heartily, waved his hand and walked towards the village. Uchiha Mirai, Yuhi Kurenai, and Sarutobi Asuma followed behind. Kurenai ran to Uchiha Mirai's side. Hey, what I just said was just to make Asuma give up, don't take it seriously. Got it, got it. Uchiha Mirai waved his hand. Tsunere is standard, I understand. HMPH. Seeing Uchiha Mirai's indifferent look, Kurenai pouted and slapped Uchiha Mirai's arm in anger. Watching the two fighting in front, Sarutobi Asuma felt his heart was broken. Really, why is there a fool like Uchiha Mirai in the team? 50 meters ahead, target found. Received, number 2 is in place. Number 3 is in place. Go. With an order, 3 black shadows rushed out of the shadows. The orange cat, who was basking in the sun with his belly exposed, let out a shrill scream. Are you scared? Don't be afraid, we won't hurt you. Yuhi Kurenai held the orange cat in her arms, stroking its fur to comfort it. Uchiha Mirai and Sarutobi Asuma stood on both sides as usual. Yuhi Shinkurenai came over with a smile. Very good, everyone is getting more and more proficient in cooperation. After submitting the task later, I will treat everyone to barbecue. Father, can we take on some slightly more difficult tasks? Yuhi Kurenai complained. It has been a month since graduation from the ninja school. In this month, their team has completed more than a dozen tasks, but they are all D-level tasks such as finding cats and dogs, cleaning up garbage, and taking care of children. It is completely different from the imagined ninja tasks. Yes, Shinkurenai teacher, with our strength, doing such tasks every day is a waste of time. After listening to Yuhi Kurenai's words, Sarutobi Asuma immediately said. Future, what do you think? Yuhi Shinkurenai did not. Instead of answering immediately, he looked at Uchiha Mirai. No matter what the task is, you must take it seriously. It is not rational to blindly pursue high-difficulty tasks. The most important thing is whether you can continuously accumulate experience from the tasks. Uchiha Mirai said lightly. He did not have any boredom. Anyway, with the system, his strength is growing every day. Doing some low-level tasks is just right for him to spend the early development time safely. Thinking of this, Uchiha Mirai's mind moved, and a translucent panel that only he could see appeared in front of him. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 37. Spiritual power: 33. Chakra: 26. Bloodline limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu, Magic Tree Binding Kill, Earth Escape Earth Flow Wall. Others. After a month, his various attributes have changed greatly. Compared with the previous physical fitness, it has increased by 11 points, and the strength, speed, endurance and other aspects have been significantly improved. The mental strength has increased by 8 points, and the power of the Sharingan has been strengthened again. The chakra has increased by 9 points. According to his estimation, it is close to the general elite Chunin. In just 1 month, the strength has been improved again in all aspects. Such a growth rate is already very abnormal. Therefore, Uchiha Mirai's mentality has always been very peaceful. Future, your idea is right. With such thinking, I believe you will be able to become an excellent ninja in the future. Shihi Junhong couldn't help but praise Uchiha Mirai. Originally, he thought that in the face of these simple and boring tasks, Uchiha Mirai, as a member of the Uchiha clan, would be the first to lose his temper. But he didn't expect that the facts were exactly the opposite. It seems that Hong has such a good impression of Mirai, and it is not simply because of Mirai's appearance. Seeing Uchiha Mirai being praised, Sarutobi Asuma clenched his fists. I was compared again. How could he not think of such an excellent answer? Since becoming teammates with Uchiha Mirai, Sarutobi Asuma feels that he is beaten to a pulp every day. When will such days end? Alas, there's really nothing I can do. Looking at the listless Kurenai and Asuma Sarutobi, Kurenai sighed helplessly. Let's go to the mission hall today to see if there are any suitable sea-level missions. Huh, really? After hearing what Kurenai said, Asuma Sarutobi and Kurenai immediately showed surprise on their faces. Are we finally going to start accepting sea-level missions? That's great. Unlike D-level missions, sea-level missions not only have higher rewards, but are also several times more dangerous than D-level missions. Guarding, defeating beasts, escorting confidential documents. These are missions that are likely to involve life and death battles with other people. Let's go. Seeing that Uchiha Mirai's expression remained unchanged, a look of relief flashed across Kurenai's face. Originally, he thought that the future of being a member of the Uchiha clan would give him a headache. But after getting to know her, he found that she was the one who made him worry the least in the team. Yuhi Shinku was very happy to have such an excellent disciple. Under the leadership of Yuhi Shinku, the group came to the mission hall. The hall was crowded with people. Recently, the ninja world has become more and more unstable. As the most powerful ninja village, Konoha's mission volume has also increased sharply. Hello, please see if there are any sea-level missions suitable for our team. Yuhi Shinku walked to the mission window and asked directly. When the person in charge of reception saw Yuhi Shinku, a smile immediately appeared on his face. It's Master Shinku, please wait. Not long after, the staff member flipped out a mission list from the thick mission book. In the north of the Land of Fire, a small village sent a commission, saying that a group of bandits were causing trouble nearby. Please take a look at the specific mission. Yuhi Shinku took the mission list from the staff, quickly scanned it, and nodded. Sure, thank you for your help. You're too polite. Just as the two were talking, Uchiha Obito suddenly ran over. Hey, you guy, didn't you just say there was no mission suitable for us? Why don't you assign us a mission to eliminate bandits? Hearing Uchiha Obito's loud voice, the staff waved his hands impatiently. The issuance of tasks is subject to detailed evaluation. If you are not satisfied, don't accept it. What, you? Looking at Uchiha Obito's angry look, Uchiha Mirai sighed lightly. The law of the jungle is the same everywhere. The more powerful the ninja, the better resources they can have. So, in the world of Naruto, in addition to cheating, the most important thing is inheritance. Obito, maybe your team is not strong enough, so you gave us such a task. As long as you become good enough, sooner or later you will be able to take such a task. Looking at the furious Uchiha Obito, Sarutobi Asuma spoke with some superiority. HMPH, you are just relying on the fact that you are the son of the Hokage, stop bragging in front of me. Uchiha Obito did not indulge Sarutobi Asuma at all, and pointed directly at Sarutobi Asuma's pain. What, you, the last one, want to fight? Fight if you want, do you think I'm afraid of you? Seeing that the two of them were about to fight, Namikaze Minato and Nohara Rin rushed up quickly. Shinku-senpai, I'm so sorry, Obito's character is a bit reckless, I will teach him well. Namikaze Minato apologized with a smile. Nohara Rin grabbed Uchiha Obito's ear. Obito, I told you not to cause trouble. Ah, I know, Rin, be gentle. Facing Nohara Rin, Uchiha Obito had no temper at all. Idiot. Seeing Uchiha Obito's look, Hatake Kakashi couldn't help but complain. I really don't know why such an excellent ninja as Minato would choose Uchiha Obito, a fool and a last-place guy, as his student. Kakashi, who do you say is the last-place guy? Uchiha Obito's anger, which had just subsided, was ignited again, and he opened his voice again and shouted, "It is because of your lifeless attitude that we can only receive tasks like, the widow is afraid of thunder and wants someone to keep watch at night. Excuse me, do you want to take the task of eradicating bandits?" A man wearing a green tights and a beard came over. Seeing the man, Uchiha Mirai's heart. Such a symbolic outfit. The man in front of him should be Might Dai, right? Yes, what's wrong? Uchiha Obito looked at Might Dai and asked. That's a coincidence. I have a suitable mission that I can exchange with you. Really? Hearing Might Dai's words, Uchiha Obito's eyes lit up. Of course it's true. Listen to my uncle's advice. Your mission is too complicated and you can't grasp it. Only a ninja like me who has experienced hundreds of battles can complete such a mission perfectly. Might Dai said righteously. After hearing Might Dai's words, Uchiha Obito looked at Minato Namikaze. Minato Namikaze nodded gently. The mission of eradicating bandits can not only allow the newly promoted genin to adapt to killing, but also not have too much risk. It is a good training mission. There is no reason for him to refuse such a request. After seeing that Namikaze Minato did not object, Uchiha Obito exchanged the task list with Might Dai. Uncle, you are such a nice person. I will definitely make friends with you. Uchiha Obito smiled happily. What good luck. Now I don't have to do those annoying D-level tasks anymore. I can finally show my skills. After Uchiha Obito and others left, Might Dai came to Uchiha Mirai again. You are Uchiha Mirai, right? I often hear Kai mention you. He regards you as an opponent he will pursue for his whole life. Might Dai smiled familiarly. Actually, in comparison, Kakashi is more suitable to be Kai's opponent. Uchiha Mirai said lightly. Being regarded as a target to be surpassed by Kai is not something to be happy about. For this kind of thing, Kakashi is more suitable. If I can't even surpass Kakashi, then I have no qualifications to challenge you. As expected of a genius who can even defeat Kakashi, just thinking about it makes my blood boil. This is youth. I'll bring your words to Kai, so I won't bother you for now. After saying this, Mighty Dai took the task list and left quickly. Looking at his back, Uchiha Mirai's mouth twitched. Is this what he just said? Is this the legendary 10,000-year-old genin? He does look a little silly. Asuma Sarutobi couldn't help but complain. Asuma, never underestimate anyone. Yuhi Shinku said in a deep voice. He felt a dangerous aura from Mighty Dai. The other party is definitely not as simple as it seems on the surface. I'm just telling the truth. Asuma Sarutobi said unconvinced. He is still a genin at such an old age, what can be worthy of his attention? Mirai, what do you think? After hearing Asuma Sarutobi's answer, Yuhi Shinku looked at Uchiha Mirai again. As a time traveler, Uchiha Mirai certainly knew the strength of Might Dai. He was a ruthless man who almost wiped out the 7 ninja swordsmen. So he spoke without thinking. Ignorance is not an obstacle for ninjas to survive, but arrogance is. Ignorance is not an obstacle to the survival of ninjas, but arrogance is. After repeating Uchiha Mirai's words, Shishi Junhong couldn't help but brighten up. As a ninja who has experienced countless life and death, he naturally knows the value of Uchiha Mirai's words. Over the years, he has seen countless ninjas die because of arrogance. Whether weak or strong, ninjas who can survive between life and death are always cautious and will not take it lightly even when facing the weakest opponents. No wonder there are almost no common character defects of the Uchiha clan. It turns out that you have such awareness now. Shishi Junhong likes Uchiha Mirai more and more. Isn't this the perfect ninja template? Talent, strength, capacity. No matter from which aspect, there is nothing wrong with it. Even he often benefits a lot from what he says. An idea suddenly emerged in Yuhi Shinku's mind. Perhaps the Uchiha clan, even Konoha, will transform in Mirai's hands. Asuma, Kurenai, you should learn from Mirai and strive to become an excellent ninja, understand? Yeah, I understand. Even Yuhi Shinku was surprised by Uchiha Mirai's words, not to mention Yuhi Kurenai, who nodded repeatedly like a chicken pecking at rice. Seeing the admiring and joyful eyes of the two, Sarutobi Asuma felt very depressed. The feeling of being pretended in front of others every day is even more uncomfortable than eating shit. When can he pretend in front of Uchiha Mirai? In the dense forests within the Land of Fire, 4 figures are moving quickly. Looking at the scenery around them retreating, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma's faces showed excitement. This is the first time they have left the village since they were born, and as ninjas. These trees are obviously no different from the trees in the village, but they still feel very novel. Uchiha Mirai silently adjusted his breathing and kept himself in peak condition at all times. It was close to dusk when Yuhi Shinku stopped. Take a rest first, and camp here today. After hearing Yuhi Shinku's arrangement, Sarutobi Asuma sat down on the ground. The long journey made his legs tremble slightly. If he was not afraid of being compared with Uchiha Mirai in front of Yuhi Kurenai, he might not have persisted until now. Yuhi Kurenai was the same. Only Uchiha Mirai, after the team stopped, immediately began to skillfully set traps around the camp. His physical fitness has increased several times, and his physical fitness is not comparable to Sarutobi Asuma and Yuhi Kurenai. Soon, Uchiha Mirai set the trap. Yuhi Shinku saw it, and couldn't help feeling ashamed in his heart. When he first went out on a mission, he was far inferior to his disciple. Mirai, your traps are well set. Seeing Uchiha Mirai coming back, Yuhi Shinku spoke up. He. Father, you don't know yet. Mirai usually sets traps at home. Yuhi Shinku explained with some pride. Quote. Looking at Yuhi Shinku's appearance, Yuhi Shinku was a little depressed. He felt that his daughter was moving away from him step by step. He took out a few pills of soldiers' food and stuffed them into his mouth. The sour and bitter taste made Yuhi Shinku frown slightly. It's really as unpalatable as ever. Father, the food cooked by Mirai is very delicious. You can find a chance to try it after the mission is over. It will definitely surprise you. Seeing Yuhi Shinku's expression, Yuhi Shinku said immediately. I know. Yuhi Shinku touched Yuhi Shinku's head helplessly. Once talking about Uchiha Mirai, the kid couldn't stop talking. Mirai, let's take turns keeping watch tonight, is that okay? Yuhi Shinku didn't want to listen to Yuhi Shinku's nagging, so she took the initiative to change the subject. Okay, I'll keep watch for the first half of the night. Uchiha Mirai held the long sword in his arms and found a tree trunk of suitable height to sit down. Keep watch, I can do that, too. Sarutobi Asuma didn't want to be outdone by Uchiha Mirai, so he took the initiative to ask for watch. Asuma, your body is almost at its limit, right? If you don't rest well, there will be a high chance that something will go wrong when you travel tomorrow. Yuhi Shinku advised. He knew that Sarutobi Asuma wanted to show off in front of him and his daughter, but it's really unnecessary. Wouldn't it be a waste of time to compete with a guy like Uchiha Mirai? If there is any emergency on the way tomorrow, without enough physical strength and energy, things may develop to the worst result. Teacher Shinku, I can do what Uchiha Mirai can do. Asuma Sarutobi insisted. Yuhi Shinku frowned, and just as he was about to say something, Uchiha Mirai's voice rang out. If you don't want to lose to anyone, you must first recognize your own weakness. Asuma Sarutobi clenched his fists when he heard it. What do you mean? We are on a mission, not playing ninja games. Uchiha Mirai snorted coldly. Your boring self-esteem will make you a burden to your companions. Do you want to kill all of us? Hearing Uchiha Mirai's question, Asuma Sarutobi's face turned red, but he couldn't find any reason to refute. If you continue to treat the mission as a joke, you can quit the team on your own initiative after this mission is over. Without the guidance of the Jonin, he, as the team leader, has absolute say. It is a serious matter for a ninja to disobey orders. Looking at Uchiha Mirai's cold eyes, Sarutobi Asuma lowered his head. As the son of the Hokage, he naturally knew what would happen if he disobeyed orders during the mission. Besides, continuing to argue would only make everyone think that he was worse. Yes, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Rest. Uchiha Mirai turned his eyes back to the dense forest in the distance, and the camp was quiet again. Yuhi Kurenai secretly glanced at Uchiha Mirai sitting on the tree, and her eyes were full of little stars. To be able to make a guy like Sarutobi Asuma obedient. It's so handsome. I like it so much. Yuhi Shinku also gave up the idea of secretly keeping watch with Uchiha Mirai and fell asleep peacefully. Although Mirai is still young, he seems surprisingly reliable. It took 3 days to travel. Although Yuhi Shinku could control the speed of the journey, Sarutobi Asuma and Yuhi Shinku were still tired and pale when they arrived at the destination. Arriving at the gate of the village, 2 men holding farm tools and forks immediately took a defensive posture. Who are you? We are ninjas from Konoha, and we have accepted the commission of your village. Yuhi Shinku explained. Hearing his words, the 2 looked at each other, and one of them immediately ran into the village. After a while, chaotic footsteps sounded. Led by an old man with white hair and beard, a group of people came over. Are you ninjas from Konoha? Yes. Sarutobi Asuma stepped forward and pointed to the ninja forehead protector on his arm. The task of eradicating bandits will be left to us. Hearing this, the people in the village immediately frowned. The old man in the lead looked at the people in front of him, and his eyes showed dissatisfaction. Can you really deal with the bandits? Of course. Sarutobi Asuma raised his head confidently. I am a very good ninja. Just when the old man was hesitating, someone suddenly shouted, we spent so much money, and in the end we hired 3 little ghosts. Return the money. As soon as the voice fell, the crowd immediately became turbulent. Seeing this, Sarutobi Asuma was a little flustered, and hurriedly explained, please believe us, we can definitely help you deal with bandits and such. And, Teacher Shinku is a Jonin. After hearing what Sarutobi Asuma said, the crowd immediately quieted down. Jonin. If it was a Jonin leading the team, it would be understandable. Well, don't get me wrong, your commission is only enough to hire some genin, I won't do it. Shihi Shinku spread his hands. Teacher Shinku. Sarutobi Asuma was stunned. Even if you don't do anything, you don't need to explain. Isn't this adding fuel to the fire? Everyone heard it. These Konoha ninjas are just playing tricks on us. If we can't get rid of the bandits, they will definitely come to retaliate against us. Let them go. We don't need such guys to mess around. The voice rang again, and the expressions on the faces of the villagers became excited again. Just when the situation was about to get out of control, a figure rushed into the crowd. The next second, Uchiha Mirai grabbed a man's neck. What are you going to do? Seeing Uchiha Mirai's actions, everyone questioned. Uchiha Mirai snorted lightly, and his dark eyes turned into scarlet Sharingan. A cold and violent aura spread, and the villagers present stepped back in fear. I am the bandits' insider in the village. I am responsible for stirring up hostility towards outsiders and reporting the village's intelligence to the bandits as soon as possible. Under the illusion of the Sharingan, the man caught by Uchiha Mirai spoke with lifeless eyes. Cunning bandit. The villagers have also understood at this moment. It turned out that this guy was shouting just now. Tell me your accomplice, Uchiha Mirai said lightly. There are 2 insiders left in the village. In addition to me, the other one's name is. Before the man finished speaking, Uchiha Mirai suddenly shot the long knife in his hand to the back. Puff. A middle-aged man who wanted to escape in the chaos was pierced through the heart by the long knife. He lay on the ground and twitched a few times before losing consciousness. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution plus 0.5. Hearing the prompt sound of the system in his mind, Uchiha Mirai's heart moved. He had already triggered the daily battle reward, why did it trigger again now? Could it be that killing people can also trigger the plundering system? Thinking of this, Uchiha Mirai exerted a little force on his right hand. Click. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution plus 0.5. The system prompt sounded again in his mind, and Uchiha Mirai's heart was in turmoil. He was sure of it. In addition to the daily combat reward, the system can also plunder rewards by killing people. The most important thing is, the reward for killing and plundering was triggered twice. Could it be that there is no limit to the number of times the reward for killing and plundering is triggered? No, it must be verified carefully. Future. The voice of Yuhi Kurenai brought Uchiha Mirai back to reality. Looking at the eyes of the crowd, Uchiha Mirai threw the corpse on the ground. the bandit's accomplice has been eliminated, and we will go to catch the bandits tonight. From now on, no one is allowed to leave the village. After seeing Uchiha Mirai kill 2 adult men easily, the villagers did not dare to say anything more. Under the persuasion of the white-haired old man, they all returned to the village obediently. My lords, I am Fujio Komura, the village chief. Please don't mind what happened just now, Fujio Komura said with a smile. Uchiha Mirai waved his hand. It's okay, prepare some food for us, we will take a rest first. I know, please follow me. After everything was arranged, Fujio Komura left tactfully. After he left, Yuhi Kurenai gave Yuhi Shinku a white look and said angrily, Father, you are so bad today. You actually said that you would not take action at that moment. If it weren't for Mirai to control the situation in time, we would be driven away by our employers. In that case, we would definitely become the laughingstock of the village. Quote. After hearing what Yuhi Kurenai said, Sarutobi Asuma also looked at Yuhi Shinku. He also didn't understand why Yuhi Shinku would say such inappropriate words at that time. Facing the two people's questions, Yuhi Shinku said with a smile, Mirai, you explain it to them. According to common sense, it should be the village chief who is responsible for communicating with us. But during our conversation, someone in the crowd has been inciting the villagers' hostility towards us. This is very unreasonable. Teacher Shinku said that just to confirm whether there is any problem with his judgment. Uchiha Mirai explained lightly, so that's it. Yuhi Kurenai suddenly realized. No wonder Uchiha Mirai was able to accurately catch the bandit's accomplice, it turns out there is such a hidden story. Ha 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 ha, so, you still have a lot to learn. Quote. Yuhi Shinku laughed heartily. It had been a long time since he had experienced such tacit cooperation. After knowing the cause and effect of the matter, Sarutobi Asuma was filled with frustration. He had never thought that he was so bad. Why can Uchiha Mirai be so good in everything? After eating and drinking, Uchiha Mirai began to close his eyes and rest. It was his first time to kill someone. Although he did not show any abnormality, he still felt a little nauseous and uncomfortable in his heart. He had to adjust his mentality to deal with the upcoming killing in the evening. Late at night, Uchiha Mirai suddenly opened his eyes. When he came outside the room, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma were already waiting. Uchiha Mirai greeted him, You are here quite early. Yuhi Kurenai rubbed his hands, a little nervous. Sarutobi Asuma raised his head and snorted. Not long after, Yuhi Shinku also came out of the room. The few of them looked at each other, and disappeared into the night in the next second. More than 10 miles away from the village, climbing the steep mountain road, there is a village-like village on the flat ground at the top of the mountain. There are little lights scattered everywhere, and a burst of noise can be heard from time to time. The 4 Uchiha Mirai stopped outside the village, and Yuhi Shinku said in a deep voice, C-level missions are different from D-level missions. If you are not careful, you will really die. I won't take action, so you must pay attention to safety. I only have one request. Don't be soft-hearted. Looking at Yuhi Shinku's serious look, Yuhi Hong and Sarutobi Asuma all nodded seriously. The mission begins. With an order, the 3 Uchiha Mirai disappeared instantly. As usual, the 3 people split into 3 directions and groped towards the village. With the blessing of the Sharingan, even in the thick night, Uchiha Mirai can still see the surrounding scenery clearly. 1, 2, 3. After determining the location of the bandits, Uchiha Mirai walked over in a swagger. The bandit who was on guard saw Uchiha Mirai suddenly appear, and just wanted to shout, but lost consciousness in the illusion the next second. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution plus 0.5. There is really no limit. After receiving the reward again, Uchiha Mirai couldn't help but curl up the corners of his mouth. Death is like the wind, always with me. The killing began. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Constitution plus 0.5. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Mental power plus 0.5. Opening square bracket comma closing square bracket. The system's prompts kept ringing, and Uchiha Mirai's attribute points began to change constantly. Because Uchiha Mirai did not deliberately hide his figure, the village was already in chaos at this time. After the initial panic, all the bandits in the village rushed towards the direction of Uchiha Mirai. "It's this guy, let's kill him together." Looking at the bandits rushing over, Uchiha Mirai held his forehead and laughed a few times. "Do you want to dance too?" Uchiha Mirai rushed into the encirclement of the bandits and killed them left and right. He was like an extremely graceful dancer, and every time he made a move, he would accurately harvest a fresh life. In just a moment, the bandits suffered heavy casualties. And they didn't even touch the corner of Uchiha Mirai's clothes. "This guy is a monster. Monster. He will kill us all, run quickly. It's Konoha's ninja, those two fools didn't pass the information to us. Get out of the way, don't block me, run quickly." Under Uchiha Mirai's killing, the bandits began to flee. This won't work. These are all his experience treasures for improving his strength, and Uchiha Mirai doesn't intend to let any of them go. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Fire style. Phoenix fire technique. Uchiha Mirai quickly formed seals with both hands and quickly harvested the lives of the bandits. After a while, the screams disappeared. The bandits were slaughtered by Uchiha Mirai. It's really unexpected. Yuhi Shinku, who was silently watching the village from a distance, couldn't help shaking his head. Originally, he thought that Uchiha Mirai would take the form of a sneak attack to get rid of these bandits one by one. But unexpectedly, this guy actually chose to confront them head-on. As expected, the ninjas of the Uchiha clan always acted so unexpectedly. When he came to the center of the village, Uchiha Mirai saw Sarutobi Asuma and Yuhi Hong. Both of them were dirty and had very ugly expressions. It seems, they must have suffered a lot. At this moment, seeing Uchiha Mirai's spotless appearance, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma felt a little ashamed. If Uchiha Mirai hadn't attracted most of the bandits, they would probably be in a more embarrassing situation. "What do you mean?" Looking at the dozen old, weak and sick people squatting in front of the two of them, Uchiha Mirai frowned. "Mirai, they have surrendered. These people are not a threat even if they are not killed, right?" Yuhi Kurenai explained. "You forgot the truth. Did Teacher Hong say what he said before?" Uchiha Mirai said coldly, "Being kind to the enemy will kill yourself." "Hey, how can you be so cold-blooded? Are you going to let us kill all these old people and children?" Sarutobi Asuma asked loudly. The old, weak and disabled squatting on the ground also began to cry at the same time. "You two come here," Uchiha Mirai said lightly. A terrifying aura surged from him. He had just killed dozens of people, so Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma were afraid to look directly at him. "Future, I listen to you." Yuhi Kurenai bowed his head to admit his mistake, and Sarutobi Asuma clenched his fists, but he did not dare to disobey Uchiha Mirai's orders. Just when the two were about to leave, something strange happened. The bandits on the ground grabbed the mud and threw it at Sarutobi Asuma and Yuhi Kurenai. "You little devil are really cruel." Quote, two clouds of white mist rose up, and two old women squatting on the ground attacked Kurenai Yuhi and Asuma Sarutobi with ferocious faces. "Oh no, it's a ninja." Asuma Sarutobi and Kurenai Yuhi's faces changed. They never thought that among these seemingly harmless old, weak and sick people, there were actually two ninjas who performed transformation techniques. "I can't hide." Quote, Asuma Sarutobi and Kurenai Yuhi closed their eyes in despair. At such a close distance, the other party attacked them without any defense, and they had no chance to react. Puff, puff, two sounds of sharp blades entering the body rang out, and Uchiha Mirai was the first to arrive, slashing the necks of the two sneak-attacking ninjas with the long knife in his hand. Bang! As the sound of two bodies falling to the ground rang out, the system prompt sounded again in Uchiha Mirai's mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Chakra +1. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering the reward, Wind-style big breakthrough. Ignoring the voice in his mind for the time being, Uchiha Mirai looked at Kurenai Yuhi and Asuma Sarutobi. "You guys take care of the rest." Although he could get a reward by killing the rest, a few attribute points would be nothing if he could help Kurenai Yuhi and Asuma adapt to the identity of ninjas as soon as possible. After all, they will be his teammates for a long time in the future. Under the gaze of Uchiha Mirai, Kurenai and Asuma Sarutobi picked up the kunai and killed all the remaining bandits. After doing all this, Kurenai walked carefully to Uchiha Mirai. Mirai, I will never do this again, please don't be angry, okay? I'm not angry, you just need to remember the lesson today. Uchiha Mirai touched Kurenai's head and said softly. He didn't feel very angry about what Kurenai and Asuma Sarutobi did. Unlike him, Kurenai and Asuma were only in their teens after all, and it was the first time they experienced such a thing, so it was normal for them not to be able to do it. As long as they could learn a lesson, it was enough. Mirai, thank you for this time. In the future, I will listen to you. Asuma Sarutobi said with lingering fear. If Uchiha Mirai hadn't taken action just now, he might have died. What did you say? Thank you, I will listen to you from now on. Speak louder, didn't you eat? Thank you for saving me, I will never disobey your orders again. Sarutobi Asuma shouted loudly. Uchiha Mirai patted Sarutobi Asuma's shoulder. I still like your unruly look before, please recover. Sarutobi Asuma gritted his teeth. It turns out that I still can't get along well with this fool. While the few people were talking, Yuhi Shinku also rushed over. He patted Uchiha Mirai's shoulder gratefully. If it weren't for Mirai's timely action, this time it would probably be troublesome. You teach them a lesson first, I'll go to the side to rest for a while. Uchiha Mirai walked to an open space next to him and sat down, opening the system panel. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 45. Spirit: 42. Chakra: 29. Bloodline limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu, Wind style, Great Breakthrough. Others: compared to before, physique increased by 7 points, spirit increased by 8 points, and chakra increased by 1 point. A total of 16 attributes, and a wind-style ninjutsu, Great Breakthrough was also plundered. Equivalent to half a month's battle reward. Feeling the surge of power in his body, Uchiha Mirai took a deep breath and forcibly suppressed his inner killing intent. It was true that he wanted to become stronger, but when he was not forced into a desperate situation, Uchiha Mirai did not intend to attack innocent people. Otherwise, he might become a machine that only knew how to kill. He wanted to kill, but only those enemies who were against him. He needed the system to gain power, but it did not mean that he had to be a slave to the system. After making the decision, Uchiha Mirai began to think about his future path. Originally, he planned to develop slowly in the upcoming Third Ninja World War, but what happened today changed his mind. Since there is no limit to the number of times to get rewards through killing and plundering, it would be a pity if he could not quickly improve his strength during the Third Ninja World War. I don't know if killing White Zetsu can trigger the plundering reward. If killing White Zetsu can also get rewards, that would be great. 100,000 White Zetsu. How much reward would he get? The most important thing is that White Zetsu is different from people. Even if he kills them all, he will not have any psychological burden. For some reason, Uchiha Mirai suddenly thought of a sentence that suits him very well. I bloom in the killing, just like a flower at dawn. One day, his name will be praised throughout the ninja world. Konoha Village. After submitting the task report, Uchiha Mirai and others received the reward of 70,000 taels for the task. Among them, Yuhi Shinku received 40,000 ryo, and the remaining 30,000 ryo was divided equally between Uchiha Mirai and the other two. After separating from Yuhi Shinku and the others, Uchiha Mirai bought some fresh meat and walked towards the Uchiha clan. As soon as he entered the clan, he saw a boy with a bandage on his arm helping an old lady cross the road. The boy was wearing goggles, but Uchiha Mirai still easily found the other party's dark blue eye sockets. Yo, Obito, I haven't seen you for a few days. What's this look? Hearing Uchiha Mirai's voice, Uchiha Obito's face showed an angry look. Uchiha Mirai, you fool, stop talking nonsense there. This is my ninja medal. After accepting the task of eradicating bandits last time, Uchiha Obito was surrounded by bandits because of his recklessness. If it weren't for because of Minato Namikaze, he had been chopped into pieces. But this did not affect Uchiha Obito's view of the injuries on his body as his own glory. When he could not practice, he wandered around the village every day. He wanted to let everyone see that he, Uchiha Obito, was also an excellent ninja who had experienced life and death. Ah, it's a ninja medal, it's really special. Uchiha Mirai gave a thumbs up. It's a pity that I don't have a trophy, otherwise I will definitely give you an award. Ah, Uchiha Mirai, I'm going to kill you. Seeing that Uchiha Obito was very angry, the old lady next to him smiled helplessly. Future, don't bully Obito. He is a very kind child. Hearing the old lady's words, Uchiha Mirai spread his hands without comment. I didn't bully him. I just said hello to him, but he acted like he wanted to kill me. Ah, I'm so angry. Uchiha Obito stamped his feet in anger. For some reason, every time he talked to Uchiha Mirai, he couldn't control his temper. A ninja who can't even control his temper will die miserably, Gana. After disgusting Uchiha Obito, Uchiha Mirai turned and left. Uchiha Mirai really didn't have any good feelings for this guy who chose to kill his master and mistress in the future and destroy his family with his own hands. A complete lunatic. Even if it weren't for the awakening of the plundering system, Uchiha Mirai would probably have been looking for an opportunity to attack Uchiha Obito. Back home, expertly handling the ingredients, Uchiha Mirai made several delicious dishes for himself. Vinegar and Chinese cabbage, spicy chicken, twice cooked pork, donpo pork, and a whole grilled lamb chop. A whole table full of them. After sleeping outside for such a long time, he was ravenous. Bingliangwan, that thing, is really not for human consumption. After feasting on it, Uchiha Mirai lay down on the bed contentedly. His biggest gain this time was not the dozen attribute points he got from killing the bandits, but knowing how to quickly increase his strength through killing. Now the ninja world feels like a storm is coming. Before the ninja world becomes chaotic again, he must make good use of this time to increase his strength. The mission cannot stop. Time flies. Another 2 months passed in a flash. During these 2 months, Uchiha Mirai did not rest for a single day. Accepting tasks, carrying out tasks. The whole person is like a tireless machine. His reputation gradually spread in the village. Almost all Konoha ninjas know that there is a task maniac among the new genin of Konoha. During the mission, Yuhi Kurenai had asked Uchiha Mirai several times in a roundabout way whether he was short of money and she could ask her father to lend him some. After asking several times without any results, Yuhi Kurenai had no choice but to give up and could only tell Uchiha Mirai to be careful during the mission. Although Uchiha Mirai was very tired from the high-intensity mission, he also gained a lot. In 2 months, in addition to the rewards triggered by the daily battle, he obtained a total of 140 attribute points. With his efforts, the banditry in the Land of Fire has obviously decreased a lot. Name: Uchiha Mirai. Physique: 105. Spiritual power: 92. Chakra: 59. Bloodline limit: Sharingan, Ninjutsu. Others. Looking at his attribute panel, Uchiha Mirai showed a satisfied smile on his face. After this period of accumulation, his physical fitness has increased several times. Although he looks like a teenager, his strength, speed and endurance are not inferior to those of a Jonin. As for mental power, Uchiha Mirai can feel that his Sharingan has a tendency to evolve again. It will not be long before he can evolve into a 3 Magatama Sharingan. Relatively speaking, the growth in chakra is not too much. However, there is no way around it. Most of his attribute points come from the rewards for killing bandits. Most bandits are ordinary people, and the attributes of plunder are mainly physical and mental. With my current strength, if I face Hatake Kakashi again, I should be able to crush him directly. Uchiha Mirai said secretly. In the early stage, Kakashi should be regarded as one of the most talented ninjas, but he is still far from him. The most important thing is, even if the talent is top-notch, after the rapid growth period of strength in the early stage, they will enter a stable stage. Except for Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha, people like Kakashi, Obito Uchiha, Nagato, etc. are all like this. It can be said that it is as difficult as Mount Tai to go further. But he has no such concerns. He only needs to keep plundering attribute points, and his strength can continue to grow. This is the charm of adding points. It's a pity that there are no more recent mountain bandit missions, and more difficult missions require the ninja team to perform together. Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma obviously don't have such strength. So, for the next period of time, his pace should slow down. But Uchiha Mirai didn't worry too much. After his strength increases, he also needs a certain amount of time to adapt. Otherwise, he will be like Kagaya Otsutsuki, who has all the strength but doesn't know how to use it, and it will be useless. Dong, dong, dong. There was a knock on the door, which brought Uchiha Mirai's thoughts back to reality. Kakashi. Seeing the white-haired boy standing outside the door, Uchiha Mirai looked a little surprised. Why did he feel that Kakashi's eyes were full of resentment when he looked at him? If I don't defeat me, I don't have the qualifications to challenge you. Hatake Kakashi looked at Uchiha Mirai and spoke, and the displeasure in his tone was not concealed at all. Uchiha Mirai then noticed that on one side of the door, Might Guy, wearing a green tights, was standing aside stiffly. He. Mirai, Kakashi insisted on dragging me to find you. Looking at the two of them, Uchiha Mirai also roughly understood. Kakashi must have heard about his conversation with Might Guy in the mission hall last time, so he brought Might Guy to him. Although his meaning was completely different from what Might Guy understood, there was no need to explain in this situation. I lost last time, but it doesn't mean you are better than me. Let's have a competition today. Whoever loses will be Guy's opponent in the future. Hatake Kakashi looked at Uchiha Mirai and said in a deep voice. As the former #1 genius ninja in Konoha, he has his own pride in his heart. Uchiha Mirai can beat him once, but it doesn't mean he can always beat him. Last time, it was because he didn't expect Uchiha Mirai to see through his tactics. For once, Kakashi didn't think he would lose to Uchiha Mirai again. There's really no way. Let's go. Uchiha Mirai looked at Hatake Kakashi's aggressive eyes, and without saying anything, he turned around and took the two to an empty training ground. Looking at the two people standing face to face, Might Guy's face was full of excitement. Two geniuses are competing against each other. This is youth. It's so touching. Tears appeared in Might Guy's eyes. Uchiha Mirai had no doubt that if Might Guy was here, the father and son would definitely stage a scene of hugging each other and crying. Unlike last time, I will do my best this time, so, be careful. Hatake Kakashi pulled out the short sword and held it in his hand, staring at Uchiha Mirai with sharp eyes. Uchiha Mirai didn't say anything, but just pulled out the long sword and waved at Kakashi. Kakashi snorted coldly, activated the instant body technique, and immediately appeared in front of Uchiha Mirai, and continued to attack Uchiha Mirai. Speed, too slow. Uchiha Mirai looked at Hatake Kakashi's movements and muttered to himself. Although Kakashi's movements were faster than last time, it was easier for him to deal with it. Last time he needed to open the Sharingan to capture Kakashi's movements, this time he could see it clearly without even opening the Sharingan. Just a few random counterattacks made Kakashi exhausted. Awesome. For Might Guy now, Uchiha Mirai and Kakashi are much stronger than him. At this moment, seeing the two of them fighting quickly with physical skills is like a visual feast for him. This guy, did he deliberately hide his strength last time? Might Guy couldn't feel it, but Kakashi became more and more frightened as he fought. Not only did Uchiha Mirai not open his Sharingan, but even a few random counterattacks could make him flustered. It was as if the two people's strength was completely different. Kakashi, admit defeat. Don't even think about it. Hatake Kakashi forced Uchiha Mirai back with a knife, and quickly pulled back the distance between the two. Cho Mao Shen. Hatake Kakashi's right hand was covered by an arc of electricity, and it made a sound like 1,000 birds singing. Chidori. With a low shout, Hatake Kakashi's body rushed towards Uchiha Mirai like an arrow from a string. The speed was so fast that Might Guy opened his mouth in shock. Mirai, be careful, Might Guy reminded him urgently. Snap. A crisp sound rang out. Time seemed to be frozen, and Hatake Kakashi's right hand was grabbed by Uchiha Mirai with one hand, and a pair of scarlet Sharingans slowly turned. Kakashi, it's better to be careful when using such a dangerous ninjutsu. Next. Looking at the scene in front of him, Might Guy opened his mouth in shock. In his eyes, Kakashi's speed just now has reached the extreme. The attack of the Chidori seems to be able to penetrate everything. Originally thought that Uchiha Mirai was in danger, but he didn't expect that the other party actually blocked it. No, if it was just blocked, he wouldn't be so surprised. Uchiha Mirai actually stood there, grabbed Kakashi's wrist with his bare hands, and cracked the Chidori. That confident look, combined with the unique demonic Sharingan of the Uchiha clan, is simply too handsome. Hotake Kakashi looked at his grabbed right hand in disbelief, and felt dry mouth. He thought that his attack would be dodged by Uchiha Mirai, but he never thought that the other party would actually block his attack in this way. To do this, not only does he need a strength far beyond his own, but he also needs absolute confidence. This guy, looking at those confident eyes, Hotake Kakashi felt a sense of powerlessness and frustration for the first time from his peers. Uchiha Mirai, why is he so strong? Let's stop fighting here. Uchiha Mirai let go of Hotake Kakashi's wrist. Kai, I have time recently, we can practice together during the day. Uchiha Mirai directly focused his eyes on Might Guy and did not make any comments on the battle just now. This attitude made Hotake Kakashi feel that the other party did not take him seriously at all. The battle just now was just a child's play house game to satisfy his desire to compete. Unlike Kakashi's silence, Might Guy's face was full of excitement at this time. Mirai, are you really willing to practice with me? Yes. Uchiha Mirai nodded without comment. The task of eradicating the bandits has been almost completed, and he also needs some time to settle his strength. And, if he practices with Kai, he may have the opportunity to learn the 8 gates. Then he will have an extra powerful trump card. Wow, Mirai, you are so kind. Youth cannot be slack, I will come to ask you to practice together tomorrow. Might Guy raised his arm to wipe the snot on his face, and said with tears in his eyes. Got it, if you have nothing to do, you can go first, I want to rest. Uchiha Mirai finished speaking and was ready to turn around and leave. Hotake Kakashi suddenly said, one day I will defeat you. Hearing Kakashi's declaration, Uchiha Mirai didn't even turn his head, but just raised his right hand and waved it casually. I'll give you time to catch up, until you can't see it anymore. Kakashi, I think Mirai is so handsome. Tisk, Uchiha Mirai didn't go home, but came to a dense forest in the Uchiha clan where there were few people. After checking that there was no one around, Uchiha Mirai made seals with both hands. Uchiha Mao Shen, Chidori. Like Kakashi, the sound of Chidori chirping rang out. Uchiha Mirai opened the Sharingan, rushed forward, and a giant tree that several people could hug was cut in half. Boom! With a loud bang, the giant tree collapsed. Uchiha Mirai showed a satisfied smile on his face. Sure enough, Chidori and Sharingan are a perfect match. Just after the battle with Kakashi, the reminder of the successful plundering of Chidori sounded in his mind. That's why he chose to leave after a few simple explanations, and couldn't wait to come here to try it out. As a prerequisite for mastering Chidori, the chakra form change and chakra nature change seemed to be mastered at the same time. Uchiha Mirai felt it, and a look of surprise appeared on his face. It takes a lot of energy to master these 2 changes of chakra at the same time. Unexpectedly, it is now mastered directly. This harvest is really a bit unexpected. Uchiha Mirai suddenly thought of a very powerful ninjutsu. Rasengan, an instant ninjutsu that does not require hand seals, and it also has various powerful variants. In battle, it can often catch the opponent off guard. In the original work, the expressiveness of Rasengan is definitely one of the best. Thinking of this, Uchiha Mirai's mouth corners outlined a beautiful arc. As a time traveler, he already knew the training method of Rasengan very well, and now he has mastered the form and nature changes of chakra in advance. Even if Rasengan Uzumaki is an A-level ninjutsu, so it shouldn't be too hard to practice. After thinking about it for a while, Uchiha Mirai sat cross-legged on the ground and began to practice the speed of hand seals. In ninja battles, hand seal speed is crucial. Whoever has a faster hand seal speed can take the initiative in the battle. Like Uchiha Itachi, he can even make 7 hand seals in 1 second. In these basic aspects, Uchiha Mirai will never slack off. Early morning, Uchiha Mirai opened his eyes and saw the energetic Might Guy when he opened the door. Mirai, let's practice together today. Okay, great, let's run around the village 10 times first, and then meet up with my father. Might Guy said, and his figure turned into a green stream of light and ran forward. After Uchiha Mirai moved his body, he quickly followed. Running 10 laps around Konoha is not an easy task even for Uchiha Mirai now. It took him a whole morning to finish the run. Kai's speed was much slower. When Uchiha Mirai finished the run, Kai had just run 5 laps. As expected of a genius who can defeat Kakashi, it's as if there is no weakness. I have to work harder. Might Guy hugged his knees breathlessly. With his current physical fitness, it is almost the limit to complete 5 laps in such a short time. He said he wanted to run 10 laps, but he habitually gave himself a goal that could not be broken. After a short rest, Might Guy appeared in front of the two. Seeing Uchiha Mirai, Might Guy's face showed a look of surprise. Father, Mirai wants to practice with us for a while, is it okay? Might Guy looked at Might Guy with a burning gaze and asked. Mighty nodded. Of course. Kai, you must work harder to practice with the goal you want to pursue. Yes, I will. Great, this is youth. Looking at the father and son hugging each other and crying, Uchiha Mirai's mouth twitched. He regretted it a little now. Is it really a wise decision to practice with these two guys? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.